to another episode of Xbox International Podcast. Today, we're gonna have one crazy, funky episode because basically, I don't even know what the heck we're gonna do because we don't have a flight itinerary. But hey, we're just gonna talk and talk and talk to our what's it called? To our mouths dry up or something. I don't know if that
We'd run out of
sounds.
gas, Louis.
I
We're
run out of
playing.
gas. Oh, okay. Did we run out of gas then?
No, not yet. We have to. We're gonna run out of gas if we just keep talking. By the
Oh,
end, we should
okay.
be out of gas.
Oh, by the end we should be out of gas. Okay, then we're good to go. But anyway, speaking about gas and speaking about slow, Sourblow, how are you doing today, sir? Sourblow?
Hello. Can you hear me?
What the hell is that?
What is going on?
What
Is this
the
an
hell?
effect or is this just a glitch?
Who
I
the hell
am
is
ready for constellation.
what? What the hell is that?
I'm ready to go on an adventure.
Oh my god, is that Sourblow? Is that with that freaky voice, man? Sourblow, what's wrong with you, man?
Oh man, I'm alright. My throat hurts. I've been sick all week, but super excited to be here with you. Hopefully, I can finish the episode with you guys, but I'll try my best.
You try your best, man. Why don't you know what you gotta do? Let me tell you something. Right now, why don't you grab a little bit of rum, right? Get a
I
little
ran
bit of
out.
honey. Yeah, you can. You can grab a little bit of
No,
rum.
I ran out.
Oh, you
I
ran
gotta.
Oh
out.
no.
Yeah, I gotta go buy
Oh,
some.
they get some whiskey. Put a bit of lemon and,
No, that's what I
and
ran
honey.
out of whiskey.
Oh, but they get some damn rum, man, and put the rum
I
and
don't
the
got
honey in it.
rum. I don't like rum. I like whiskey.
Oh, but it's just,
Hmm.
man, screw you then. Anyways, Plume, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing good. I'm not sick, which is a positive. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about games. A little bit tired. Other than that, I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's been one crazy, amazing week with about
Sorry.
games and all that stuff, and we got Sourblow with their coffee because yes, we know poor Sourblow is sick. Yep, I mean, we know why he's sick because last month he's been getting it really hard, since his team lost, Celtics lost, and yeah, it's just been a bad month for Sourblow. Now he's sick. He's been sad and depressed, especially after that showcase. Which is he was really sad. Because he wanted his game Star Citizen to be just like Starfield. So that was another blow for him.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
that,
low
that,
blow,
was,
low
that,
blow,
was,
Louis.
that was a low blow, right? Yeah, I would say yes. But anyways, speak about games. Sourblow, what have you been playing, sir?
Okay, well, I've been playing some Red Dead Redemption, the first one, because I had played the second one, but I never played the first one, and I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty good. But so far, I don't know. Maybe because I should have done it probably backwards. Uh, I s- as of right now, I'm enjoying it, but it's a little bit weird. Maybe because of that, but it's good so far. It's good, definitely good.
All right. That's good. That's good. How about you, Mr. Bloom? What have you been playing, sir?
Um, Zelda again. That's probably gonna be something I play for months and months and months, probably until Starfield comes out. Um, and I ran through in like a couple days Quantum Break, which was decent. Be cool if we got a second one of those. But I ran through because I forgot everything about the game, really like the story and everything. So pretty fun game, cool gameplay. Graphics are actually very good. I actually played a bit on my Steam Deck as well, and it runs decently. So that's what I've been playing.
Hmm.
What about
Didn't
you,
you,
Lou?
didn't you get your asses? What's it called? Asses, ally, whatever it's called.
Sour did, didn't you?
He's talking about the aces.
What did I say wrong?
The
It's
handheld.
asses. Isn't it
And
asses?
oh my god!
Wait,
But who
how do
was
you
the
say
question
it?
to? Who did you ask?
To, to,
Plume or
to you both. Did you guys get your asses thing? Yeah, ally,
um,
whatever thing. Wait, am I saying it?
aces? Man, you're
Oh,
you're gonna get us
aces.
canceled.
Oh, Asus. Yeah, Asus. Sorry, it's just in Spanish it's Asus. So yeah, so I'm referring to the Spanish word. So yes, um,
I I do have it, but I'm debating whether I'm gonna open it. Actually, here I'll show you.
Oh,
Here.
nice. Ooh,
But I'm
Man.
debating whether I'm keeping it because I just got it today. I forgot to. I pre-ordered it, but I never sold my Steam Deck, and I'm just like, man, if I want to spend, this is like $1,000 Canadian. I'm
Okay, guys,
thinking,
if we get 10,000 likes, he's gonna open it live.
whoa,
Oh my God. 10,000 likes.
You can say that same here.
yeah. Get 10,000 likes. Actually, you know what? I agree. If we get 10,000 likes, I will open it live and I'll set it up
There,
right here on
there you
camera.
go, guys.
All right, awesome. We'll get a sneak preview. Not a sneak preview. We'll get actually what is it called? An unboxing from Plume live at the show. You know, opening that box, baby, and showing y'all what that Asus. Oh my God, Asus Alley looks. You know, yeah, you know,
But
you get me.
I'm waiting on Sour and Silent to tell me how it is to know if it's
So,
worth upgrading for my Steam Deck or not. Because I
Sour,
would have to. I don't want to keep both. You know.
okay, Sour, did you get yours? Did you buy one, Sour?
I kind of have one, but at the same time, I don't have it because I don't have it yet. Let's just say it's like I have it already, but it's not in my house. Let's
Oh,
just say it.
oh,
But, but
you're hiding it from the family, from the wife. Okay, okay, I see. Yeah, you had to deliver somewhere else so he doesn't see it. She doesn't beat you up with it. I get you. It's okay. I do that sometimes too. You know, I hide stuff. You know, yeah. So I don't get caught. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. But anyways, I don't even know what the heck the flight itinerary is for the show today. But what? Oh yeah, today Plume is going to be your captain. So Plume, why don't you talk a little bit? We're going to talk about during the show while I get ready to do the captain's announcement.
Well, today we're gonna be just hanging out, flying around. We'll talk about the showcases. We'll talk about the stuff that we enjoyed and the Xbox showcase, I think, in particular. There's also a lot of stuff that came out after the showcases that Phil Spencer talked about in terms of the state of Xbox and uh, just a bunch of interview stuff that we can go and talk about that. And are we talking about ABK today, guys? Because if we're talking about ABK, then we're talking about ABK as well. I don't know if we're going to get into the ABK stuff.
I think we should though. I think I don't know what you think, Salvo. Should we get into the ABK stuff, or what do you say?
sure, I mean, yeah. Let's see how we do with time because yeah, there's a lot of topics. So
Yeah, there's a lot of topics, but anyways, well, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I had to improvise, so please do not give me a timeout for this. But I had to improvise. Why? Because I don't have a hat yet, and the box I was using for a hat it got destroyed. So yes, here we go, guys. So I hope I don't get a
you're
timeout for
scaring me,
this.
Lou.
Don't be scared, but yes, here we go. All right, here we go. It's time for the captain's announcement. Ladies and gentlemen,
What is that?
What is that?
Is that a panty?
Is that
Sour-
underwear?
What are you wearing?
It looks like there's a stain on it too. That's gross.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our last episode. It was a nice ride.
If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Please store your food and beverages next to your desk underneath the seat or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt, and also make sure you have hit that notification jail. But I didn't think about jail bell. We gently remind you that smoking, drinking are not prohibited in this flight. However,
Putting panties in your head.
putting
Strictly
panties on your head
prohibited.
is strictly prohibited. If you guys have any questions about our fight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our fight panelists. Thank you, and it's back to Mr. Plume. Let's give it a go.
All right, well let's start off. Let's talk about the Xbox showcase because as we know,
Okay.
it was a great showcase. We did talk about it after on the same day, but let's go over our thoughts on it and let's talk about Starfield as well as we know the big elephant in the room that's been kind of trying to take away from I think how great the showcase was, which is the frames per second stuff with Starfield. But let's start with you, Lou. What was your highlight of the Xbox showcase? What would you grade it, and like overall, did you think they did a good job?
Honestly, there's something Xbox pulled everything on the showcase. They showed pretty much what they had to show. I'm happy. Oh man, I heard a lot of stuff going on, about but we'll get into that later. But yes, I loved how Avowed looked. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it looks like. Hey, man, I don't care. For me, it looked beautiful. I love how Avowed looked. I love how Starfield looked. I loved everything they showed. The only thing I did not like, and that's something that I'm really ticked off about, and I have to say it, and I have to call them out for this, is that more motion captured on Hellblade. Man, we tired of that. We want to see combat. We want to see what she can do. Damn, show us something cooler than she walking around. We don't care about that stuff. I mean, is it gonna be like a walk around and just talking thing? If it's gonna be like that, then tell us, because hey, if it's not gonna be like the other Hellblade, at least tell us that. But yes, other than that, everything about the showcase was wonderful. The extended was, we got a couple DLCs, a couple new things in there. But if you ask me, grade like the first showcase, I give it an A. And the second one, I give it I'll say a B minus. C plus to B minus. I'm in between that. But that's how I'll grade the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's this the extended showcase is known that it's just kind of it's secondary. People aren't paying as much attention to it. You can see probably the amount of people watching it much lower. So they're just kind of going into in depth too. But yeah, I would say the second showcase as well is would be around there. Um, but yeah, like I agree with you. The showcase from Xbox was phenomenal. I gave it a 9 out of 10 right after we did all the reviews and everything, and some other shows that I was on too. So I thought it was very good. They showed off pretty much no filler. Every game that they showed off looked interesting, no matter what type of games you wanted to jump into. Even like some of the indie games, like that Dungeons of Hinterberg game, looks really really cool.
Yeah.
And even Jusant, which is a climbing puzzle game. Who would have thought
Yeah.
that people would have been interested in that? I saw a lot of people that were excited about that, but overall, thought it was a great show. But I agree, Hellblade, we need to see some combat. But maybe we'll talk about that specifically later. But Sarah, what did you think about the show?
Yeah, so I kind of I kind of agree with you guys. The showcase was great. It wasn't excellent. I'll probably, if I had to rate it, it would probably a 9, like you did, Plume. Basically because some of the things, for example, what Crazy said, Hellblade. I think we've seen enough of Senua. Basically her motion captures and all that. We know it's gonna look great. We know it's gonna sound great. We know the graphics. They nailed that. We want to see how the combat has evolved, or at least how the puzzles have evolved. Like, you should have given one or the other. I feel like so that was kind of a bummer. Um, some of the games, um, you know, for some of the games we saw for the first time, which I'm fine with. Like, for example, the Compulsion game, it only showed kind of like more of a cinematic look, just to, I guess, just to see what their vision is. As a Fable, they gave us a little bit more, I would say, because at least they give you an idea how the actual gameplay is gonna be when it finally releases. And I saw some great things like Avowed. I do think Avowed didn't look as great as the original trailer, like the not the original though,
The teaser.
the teaser trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
But Avowed, Obsidian, my bad, hasn't been known like for high end graphics, so I was never expecting that this is gonna be the best looking Xbox game. I'm just excited for
He,
the role playing mechanic
he,
and all that.
he, here's what I find funny about that Obsidian game, right? Because it's people are attacking it because of the way the game looks. I mean, it's like, oh, look at it. It doesn't look like this. But I'm gonna tell you something though. If we sit down and talk about Obsidian games, we don't talk about graphics. We talk about how fun those damn games are. I mean, Obsidian games are so damn fun. I mean, you got Fallout New Vegas, right? Which is made by Obsidian. It's actually the best Fallout out there. And people say that to me. I have not
Yeah,
played it. I have
yeah.
not
So
played
for
it.
for me, it's Fallout New Vegas, but I guess between Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you can have that discussion,
Yeah,
in my
but
opinion.
but you know what I mean though. I mean, they all their games are fun. I mean, you got Grounded, which is loads of fun, and people who play Grounded actually loved it. And Outer World. I mean, sorry, you played Outer World. You loved it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's fun. Obsidian games are
Yeah,
so much fun.
Pentiment, which
Pentiment
is
is
also.
Pentiment
Pentiment
Obsidian.
is Obsidian. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
yeah.
There's Obsidian.
You got that South Park game. You got
Which
Pillars
one?
of Eternity.
Which South Park game?
The South Park game, the one that
Which one? The Stick of
The
Truth?
truth.
damn, is it
Is
that one?
is it the Stick of Truth?
I don't.
Oh,
They worked on a South Park game. Yeah.
I know they did, but I don't remember which one it was. That was the Stick of Truth because it was the Stick of Truth, and I'll be like, yeah, that's the best one. 'Cause I
Yeah,
love
it's the
stuff.
stick of truth. I'm pretty sure it's the stick of truth.
Let me check. Okay,
I don't know the name of it, but anyway, they worked on that. They also work on
Stick of truth is
KOTOR,
awesome. Sorry, on what?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, Knights of the Republic. Yes, and that's
Sorry, I was going to say that's interesting because in the extended showcase during the interview with I forget her name from Obsidian working on Avad, they said that the game is going to be closer to the Knights of the Republic 2 in terms of like its design. So it's not going to be like
Oh,
massive.
I think in terms of scale, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to be massive in terms of the size of it. Probably closer, I think, is going to be similar to like an Outer Worlds, which I'm completely fine with.
Yeah. I mean, for all these massive games, like in a way, it's kind of a good news because, like, imagine if this game was as big as as a Starfield. Well, can't be
Yeah.
that big, but you know what I mean. Like hours and hours. We gonna need some shorter games too. But yeah, I found it great. One of my highlight was the In Exile game. I'm really hyped for that game.
oh man,
Especially
Awesome.
especially today I saw like some description of, what the game is. Yeah, that was a huge surprise for me.
oh man. I mean that next how game was something because hey, they stepped out of their what's it called their safe zone. They actually created something that's that's load of fun, and it looks like it's going to be pretty
Well,
cool. I
yeah,
mean, I'm
well,
gonna tell you something. It's good. I think when you saw it, we all got like Bioshock
yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
The thing with this too, it's still an RPG. The problem with In Exile is that they never had like that huge fund in order to make the games they maybe wanted it to do. So they had to kind of like stick to a certain budget and create a certain style of game, but it was more because of the budget. But now that they have Microsoft behind, they're gonna be able to make bigger games. So it's gonna be interesting. I think In Exile, it's very underrated studio, just like Obsidian. Which Obsidian now that they're on Xbox and everyone's looking at them and they're releasing all these good games, they're getting more recognition.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I was really impressed with something else, guys, and I have to bring it up. I mean, I was impressed with Ubisoft this week. My God, what a great show too! That was another thing
Well,
I was with my mouth open.
I think they had great games. I don't think the
Yeah.
showcase was good though.
No, no, no. I'm talking about how they delivered. Like how the games they showed. I mean, I wasn't expecting
They're
nothing.
they're big AAA games that they showed off look
Yeah.
like really fun. So I agree. I kind of agree with Sour. As a show as an entirety, there was like a lot of bloat and Borg stuff, but the big AAA games like the Avatar, Assassin's Creed Mirage,
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws, even like Motorfest, the Crew Motorfest, like those games looked like they looked a lot of fun. So I agree that
You,
they showed that there's a lot of great games coming from them.
wait, no, no, it wasn't Avatar. It was Avatar 7. That's what I'm calling it, Avatar 7, because it looks like Far Cry, but with Avatar. So it's Avatar 7 for me. That's
I'm
what
all
it
for
was.
that. I love Far Cry.
Yeah,
So
Far Cry is awesome. Far Cry is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with the details and all that stuff, and man, that Star Wars Outlaws. Oh my
yeah,
God.
and that was an Xbox, one of their main games that they kicked the show off, which everyone didn't see coming. So I wonder if that's for right now. Obviously, we know that relationship is just the game that they announced at the showcase, but I wonder if that will turn into anything else going forward with Star Wars Outlaws. But should we? Do you guys want to talk Hellblade at all? I think like for
Ow,
me,
uh,
I gave this show a 9 out of 10, and the reason I didn't give it a perfect score was because of Hellblade. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering what your guys' thoughts are, because for me, I wanted to see combat. If it's really odd at this point, if the game is releasing in 2024, who knows when in 2024, that we really haven't seen any sort of gameplay to show us kind of what we are going to be experiencing. And then maybe it is because it's going to be exactly like the first one, just more of an experience with slow puzzles and then just small combat areas and with incredible upgraded graphics. But I think a lot of people out there, when it comes to Hellblade 2, they kind of want the scope of that game to be bigger, with less scripted combat areas and stuff, where you can kind of have more choice and it's just a tiny bit bigger. Obviously, it's going to be a linear game, but I think people are expecting more. So I was kind of disappointed with the trailer, both in the regular showcase and the extended showcase. But what did you guys think about that? Start with you, Crazy.
Oh, maybe with Hellblade. Oh my god! I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I was like, man, I'm gonna see this girl kick some butt. I'm gonna see her whip out that sword, man, and spank some demon's butt. And all I saw the same old thing. I'm tired of that stuff. I'm tired of seeing, her walking around. Oh wow, look at that cave. Oh wow, look how she moves her face. Okay, we already seen that enough. How many times are we going to see that? I am tired of watching that. I want to see her move. I want to see her kick butt. I want to see her jump. I want to see her, do all the cool stuff, that she does. Okay, we saw that the voices are there, of course. We know that's going to be there. That's part of the game. But hey, where is the combat? Seriously, we want to see more combat, more stuff on that game, not just her walking around and what was it? She looked at like a water thing. I don't even remember. I don't know. Is this like a cave? At least it was weird. I don't know. It was a weird thing. At least we did not get that giant farting on her like we did the last time when she that
Oh my
giant,
god.
yeah.
Crazy, real
What?
quick. I have
What?
someone here that wants to say something.
All right, go for it. Who's that?
Okay, you're there?
Hey,
You can talk now.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, what happened to your durag from prison? Anyway, I gotta come in here quick because Lou's slandering the name of In Exile. If you guys know, right? Look at what Microsoft has. The original creators of basically Fallout, and if you look at the three tridents, they used to be together, right? Interplay, Bethesda, Obsidian, and In
Yeah.
Exile.
Mhm.
They've never had the budget, so they always have to make, unfortunately, those budget conscious moves. But they have amazing writing, crazy,
Oh
amazing
yeah.
story. And if Clockwork Revolution, before I keep saying Clockwork Orange, excuse me, hits, it's gonna be awesome. I like the mechanic, and the only game I can reference this to is, it's gonna sound weird, but it's gonna be Sonic CD. So Sonic CD had this past and future mechanic where whatever Sonic did in the past reflected in the future when you played the game. So the way the game looked is that you can make choices, um, and it would be cool depending on battles and stuff like that. The narrative changes basis on whatever you make in the future. So again, I want to see more of that game.
It's
Now, the Hellblade, right? Real
it's
quick.
it's gonna be like Dying Light. You mean like Dying Light 2? The
No,
decisions you make affects the future.
no. I'm
Nothing
talking
like that.
about more in the sense of
Okay.
maybe time traveling or
Yeah,
within
like
minutes.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So think of like parallel universe type of thing, or maybe between, dimensions or multiverse or whatever.
All right.
Now, on Hellblade, you guys are forgetting Ninja Theory made Heavenly Sword. And if you look at Heavenly Sword,
Yeah.
it's a very cinematic, amazing game that had combat that was really cool. And then you look at, DMC. They can make a combat system. Unfortunately, not many people like that Dante, but it's one of my favorite Devil May Cry games.
I enjoyed
Um,
it.
I think, and this is me speculating, is Hellblade is a big game just like Starfield. And at the end of the day, maybe you want to give, you know, Hellblade its own direct, where you give a deep dive to the combat and how that evolved from the game. Again, we'll probably get more of what the game was, in the sense, yes, you are in an experience, but I'm pretty sure one of the key things, there's no way Michelle Jurgens has been like doing these Jedi trainings to then have the same combat where it's just left, right, and then poke somebody
Yeah.
with a stick. So I think it can get a deep dive where we're going to see the combat and it won't overshadow. Because think about it, right? Hellblade's one of the other big titles, and the way it looks, maybe I'm not saying it overshadowed Starfield, which is Todd Howard, but I think it want maybe give it its own kind of limelight to kind of
That
shine.
makes sense.
Yeah,
And I would like to see that from the big games. Perfect Dark, even Avowed. I want the direct of Avowed. To me, the Avowed was CG, but I do like the fact that they say that it's in the same world, and you're still, if you've played the other games, you're gonna get kind of those little nuggets of Easter eggs to kind of tell you about the world. And I like that they went that style. I think it's a more fun. I love the magic system. It looked
Yeah,
really cool.
look
Yeah.
cool.
So I definitely want to blow up a bear that's coming looking with ooze and stuff. So that's always fun to maybe kick a chicken here and there. So I think for me the showcase before I gotta go is what is it, Midnight South of Midnight is the game I'm really interested from Compulsion.
Oh yeah.
I like the art style, and I think now maybe with the people they've been hiring, and they have a scope and a direction. We Happy Few was a great game that wanted to be many things, but it didn't know what it wanted to be. So I'm definitely excited what Compulsion is going to be doing. Towerborn looks awesome because I love Castle Crashers. So that was another one that kind of was like, okay, let's
And
go.
and
Um,
33 Immortals, man. We gotta get 33 people to
Yeah.
play that game. I don't know. I wonder how that party chat is gonna
You know,
be.
about that game at first, what I thought it was until I saw it was multiplayer, and I thought it was still cool, was that every time you die, kind of like a roguelike, depending on your build comes back, and you were playing in a single player aspect, different builds of how many times you died, which is still awesome idea. But I understand the multiplayer part. Yeah, it looks basically like Hades on crack, but it should be hectic. Imagine a community night um, on XBI Fridays, and we go in there, going in, we know Sourblow probably die right away because he
Yep.
sucks.
Yeah, we know
Still
that.
got Sun, who's the best player in Halo and everything else. So Oh, and I want to say it on live. Everyone go to Silent Cypher on Twitter and call him out that he needs to install Halo Season 4.
Yep.
He is not honoring his contract or bet. If you go back to Boom Show, he was there and he said that he would if he lost it. So go and give him some grief. I know the contract. As always, I'm gonna say it. Code Veronica is still the best. Thank you.
Oh, all right. All right.
All right, later, guys.
Later,
All
Dark.
right.
Later. Thank you for joining us, man. It was
Hey,
fun,
Dark.
fun having you on, man. Thank you, thank you, man.
I think those he made some great points about Ninja Theory. I was just
Yeah.
again, you go through their list of games and it kind of reminds you, right? I think one of the big things is just the initial disappointment when you first don't see the trailer you want to see. You go through their list of games like Heavenly Sword. I remember Heavenly Sword, that did have great combat. And even a game that failed, but Bleeding Edge was literally a combat arena multiplayer game. The whole development was based on making different styles of combat. So yeah, it's true. It's a great point. So like I feel like maybe they just haven't shown it yet. So it's just gotta get over that disappointment and hopefully
Yeah.
that it'll translate into some great combat when they do show it off.
Oh yeah. I mean, really, we want to see more about it. But I mean, again, we want to see the combat. I mean, it's cool, the motion capturing. I love the graphics. Hey, Hellblade, we know from since we first saw the trailer. When was the teaser trailer? When was it? Was it 2021 or 2020? I don't remember. But I remember when we first saw the teaser trailer on that. She was screaming, and it says everybody said, "Oh, that was in game engine. That was this. That was that." And then all of a sudden, we see what was it? It was the other day, Sourblow, wasn't it? That they showed like a little bit more about her. Like they, I think it was I think it was like 2 months ago. I think from Unreal, wasn't it? That they showed
Oh yeah, that demo.
that little
That
demo.
Unreal thing. Yeah.
The Unreal thing. They showed a little bit more about her face, and I was like, okay, again, awesome, amazing. Now we got this CGI. I mean, not the CGI trailer, in-game trailer.
that Unreal thing doesn't really count because that was more for like
Yeah,
developers.
yeah. That was more like for promote, like showing what Unreal can do. But again, showing that in-game trailer, right? We saw it was basically on the Series X, right? And we saw it again. It was awesome, but yeah, we want to see more combat. I mean, I want to see her in action. I want to see how the action would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think real quick, I wish even if there wasn't gonna show combat, that they would have shown like a different aspect of the game, like something like the puzzles maybe, because the puzzles too, that's something that I feel like they need to evolve on this next game, because most of the puzzles were just like putting like the words together, the symbols.
Yeah.
That needs to evolve. Yeah.
And Avowed Man again. Ooh, can't wait. Can't wait. I mean, that game has got me spiced up. I mean, I said even though it looks cartoonish and people are like, oh, it looks like this, man. But hey, the fire, all that stuff looked real awesome, and the magic, man. Ooh, woof, woof, woof. And like whether we're seeing the NXL game, I'm telling you, it's gonna be freaking awesome. And I love again how they left their comfort zone and or the safe zone, and
You,
they make this game.
you know what else is awesome?
What?
Our chat, man. Did you give our chat a shout out
Oh
today?
my God, I'm not giving our chat a shout out. Oh Lord, sorry about that, chat. But let's begin. Hello, Mr. Dark. How are you doing today, Snow? What did I just say? What the hell did I just say? Oh my God. How are you doing today, Mr. Dark? I hope everything is. Oh, you were here, man. What are you talking about? Bob MCPE. Hello, hello, and welcome, sir. Back from the dead, man. Back, we wanted we wanted that idea you gave out about GTA 6. Well, no, we were in what, 6, 7, 8? I don't know. I don't remember what GT we were in. We got Grand Theft Auto game. I don't even know which number we are now because it's been so long. But yeah, man, the showcase should have ended with that Grand Theft Auto, like you said it, but that would have been awesome. Talos, the man with the ray. What's up, Rachy? Reggie was kind of scared, watching, hearing me play a game. Was like, well, this is like the weirdest 40 minutes of my life. But Rich, you should have watched me playing that game. At the end, I was just like, I'm tired of this. I got to get through it. And now, since I got AC, I can actually come here and play. Maybe I should jump in here tomorrow and play, what's it called? The Evil Within. I should start that tomorrow. Yeah, that would be awesome. Let's keep on going down. Liz Sanchez Martinez, how are you doing today, sir? Hope everything is awesome. Matt Valdez, hello, hello. Going down, going down, going down. Did I say Talos, the man with the ray? I think I did. Or if I didn't, what's up, my brother Talos, the man with the ray? Eternal Shaddai, mi hermano Puerto Rico, the Xbox International en Español podcast team. All right, what's up? Eternal Shaddai, I hope you're doing awesome, brother. Keep going down the list. Oh, Plume, yeah, you're here. But anyways, Mr. Glass, what's up, Mr. Glass? Hey, that's a cool name, Mr. Glass. Yeah, I like that name, Mr. Glass. Victor Click, ¿cómo tú estás, mi hermano? Ru Diggs. Yeah, that's another awesome name. What's up, Ru Diggs? El único cocho. Huh? What's up, El único cocho? I don't even know what a cocho is, but okay, cool. Going down the list, let me see who else is here. Dear Lord, there's a lot of people here today. Yo soy King Cobra. What's up, my brother? Yo soy King Cobra, el hermano nosotros que hace el torneo de PUBG. Hi, Cammy. How are you feeling? Hope you're doing awesome, Cammy. I know. I've been missing out on Fridays, but hey, once I move, I'll be chilling with you on Fridays. I promise you that. Anyways, back to you, Mr. Plume. I think I said hi to everybody. Let's keep on rolling with the show.
Well, I think we have to address the elephant in the room,
So,
which is Starfield. And well, we can talk about Starfield, but I think it's pretty like consensus is the game looks insane. Like it looks absolutely incredible with all of the mechanics, everything that you're going to be able to do. They deep dive literally in pretty much everything, and they just kept going and going. Customization, gunplay, different styles of combat, all of that type of stuff. The game looks just incredible. It is the most anticipated game for me right now. But the elephant in the room that everybody's been talking about over the last couple of days has been the frames per second. Did get confirmed that it is 30 frames per second. I'm of the opinion with a game like this, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be playing on the Xbox Series X. I put out a tweet yesterday, and the consensus is on my tweet that most people, like 95% of people, do not care, and they wouldn't trade in the scope of Starfield and what they're going for 60 frames per second. So let's talk about Starfield and what are your guys' thoughts on the whole FPS controversy, I guess you could say, that's going on right now? Sour, let's start with you. What do you think about this?
Well, yeah, this whole 30 FPS thing. I would say the problem with this starts with it's an Xbox marketing issue. They have market the console that it would do 60 FPS and that was the future of the game and blah blah blah. And they basically put that everywhere. And unfortunately, I personally think that in order to make this game 60 FPS, which I would love this game to have, a console option of 60 FPS. But I think in order to make this game 60 FPS, this would probably take them a few years, at least, in order to get it there. Because some people, I think some people still, even though they did that deep dive, they haven't really thought about the real scope of this game. Like, this game it's insane. Like, if you think about the scope and everything you can do on this game and everything this game has to, like, kind of like all the assets it needs to hold and all, everything that it needs to render. It's a very hard job for development, and it's not like an off and on switch that you can just click a button and the 60 FPS they're on. You just lower the resolution and automatically you're gonna get 60 FPS. No, that's not how it works. I mean, at that same presentation, when they explained how, when they were explaining the dogfight, just to put an example, within the dogfight, you can go and board the enemy ship. When you board the enemy ship, you have to program those NPCs to be able to react to you boarding the ship. So it's not like, just think of that. In every single object that's in the game, but that's to like to make them that you can interact with these objects. Every NPC you can talk to them. Like, it's insane everything you can do. And it's not that I'm defending that the game doesn't have 60 FPS, but I feel like it's more like an Xbox marketing issue. It's not like, but when they started developing this game, they wasn't thinking about what frame rate it was gonna be. Unfortunately, they got purchased by Xbox, and Xbox had marketed the console to be that 60 FPS. So it's kind of like two things that kind of like came together, and unfortunately they're gonna. I knew they were gonna get criticized, and I think I told Lou a long time ago that this was gonna happen, but here we are.
I got a question. This is a question I have for you guys. This is a question before I go on my rant, because I'm gonna go on a really angry rant today about the 30 freaking FPS. Right? Because really, I'm pissed about it. I'm telling you, I'm really mad about it. But before I go on, I got a question. If this game would have come out on PS5, right? It would have come out on PS5, and he decided this game has got to be 30 on PS5. Will we see this much complaining about it?
Not really, but then again, I don't think the PlayStation has marketed the 60 FPS like Microsoft have. So I think there is a difference there.
Have they not? I don't know. I feel like at the beginning of this generation they did, as like going into these next gen consoles. I'm not 100% sure, but one thing I was thinking about the other day was like, when this game comes out, even on my PC, because I have a 2080, I'm probably not even get 60 FPS on my PC. And this is the one thing when it comes to consoles that
Yeah.
is like, I understand the marketing at the beginning of this generation was 60 frames per second, and they whenever new consoles come out, I mean, let's be honest, they use buzzwords. They say all of these things to get people to run out and feel like they're getting this insane brand new piece of tech. And it always ends up at this point, a couple years down the road, where people are like, well, why aren't these things happening? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? And a lot of it is because the developers from just haven't been able to implement all of the things. Like, I know people still make jokes about the tools, but one of the things I think people were hoping for when it comes to, I'm sure Xbox and Phil Spencer and Jason Ron and all those guys were hoping for 2-3 years down the road, is that developers would be using all of the RDNA 2 stuff, like the fidelity effects that they said was going to help take the load off of the actual hardware and get better frame rates and better performance and all that type of stuff. And we just haven't seen those things being utilized yet, which I think is will eventually get utilized. But at that point, it'll be even more years down the road. But I guess I'm going on a tangent. My point was, I have a 2080. I bought it in 2018, and every single year, right, that thing becomes more and more outdated. It's not even going to be able to run Starfield at 60 frames per second. I'm almost positive. And you buy a console for $500 back in 2020, the end of 2020, but people have a different mindset when it comes to consoles, that it should continue to be able to output the thing that they promised back in 2020 for the next 10 years. But as games grow and get bigger, obviously developers are going to have to make adjustments, because the Series X is already outdated technology when we're looking at like the highest end of gaming hardware with PC. And when it comes to my 2080, when I bought it in 2018 and 2019, it couldn't do half the things they promised that it was going to be able to do a year later, right? We just don't look at consoles the same way, but the reality is that's kind of what it is. It's older technology in 2023 because it did come out in 2020, and developers are just going to have to start hopefully utilizing those like RDNA 2 features, or spending more time to try to make sure that if they want every game to be 60 FPS, it's going to be becoming harder and harder for them. So I think that's just where we are right now. And with a game like Starfield, you look at the details, you look at the scope, you look at the sandwiches, you look at all of this type of stuff. Is Xbox going to come in to Todd Howard after they purchased Bethesda and said, "Hey, you need to change your entire creative vision so that you can make sure to hit 60 FPS
Yeah.
on the Series X"? Absolutely not, right? Todd Howard would probably have told Phil Spencer kind of where to go. So I think that's what's going on. I'm personally, like I said, okay with 30 FPS on the Series X. I'm going to be playing the hell out of this game when it comes out. That's my rant.
Yeah. The other thing to add, like you mentioned, at the beginning of the generation, they probably had to target, the 60 FPS, but also as these developers start to use this new hardware, which is a very significant jump from last gen. Like they was using Java cores for CPU, and now they're using these kind of like Ryzen CPUs that are very powerful. These developers having these tools now, their visions of game, they kind of becomes bigger, and now they want to make things that maybe they couldn't make in the past. And as these games get more ambitious, just like you said, unfortunately they're gonna demand more, and unfortunately this is gonna happen. They're not gonna hit those 60 FPS, or they're gonna have to make certain compromises. If you look at the other side, PlayStation, they do have games running at performance mode, but a lot of the time that their resolution gets hit significantly. And if you look at the games that they have released, most of them have been using assets they kind of used the last generation. So they're not really yet building those games that look, next gen. So we got to see that. And then, they had the whole thing, which no one calls them out on that, where they were promoting the whole thing with the SSD and all that, which we know it's false because, like,
that was just
a lot of their games that they can only be made thanks to that SSD, but then they're putting them on PC, and the SSD is not required, but you don't see news on that.
The famous SSD talk. Yes. SSD. SSD. The best
But
SSD.
let's talk a little bit about, like, Starfield, like, not frames. Let's talk about gameplay. Like,
I thought Louis wanted to go on a rant.
I'm about to go on a rampage about those damn 30 FPS because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't understand something. And basically, Sourblow, can you please put the camera on me? Because you know what? I gotta say this. Man, I'm tired of people always complaining and saying, "Oh my God, this game is coming out 30 FPS. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, seriously. Hey, look at this bottle. Look, I can throw it. Is that 30 FPS? Is that 60 FPS? Hey, it looks good, man. I'm telling you." What's wrong with the freaking 30 FPS, man? My camera is 1080p. What is it, 60/30? I don't even know. Sourblow, what is my camera? Tell me. I mean, hey, let me stand up. Let me move over here. Look.
Oh, no,
over here. Let me jump to this side. Let me
crazy.
jump to that side. Oh, it got
No,
motion blur.
that looks like
hey,
that looks like
I'm
10
this
FPS right there.
I think it's just a slow jump.
See? It looks perfectly fine. So I don't understand why people complain so freaking much about the freaking 30 FPS thing. I mean, I'm tired of people complaining. Let the game come out. Let's see it.
Crazy. Let's be honest.
What?
60 FPS is always going to be better than 30 FPS.
Dude, I'm
Like
not saying that it's
there's
gonna be.
no
I'm
doubt
not.
on that.
I'm not saying that it's not gonna be better or worse, Sourblow. I'm just saying people always complain about something about Xbox. Let Xbox be. And hey, this is not Xbox decision. If you saw the Phil Spencer interview, this was Todd Howard's decision, not Xbox. And people jump up
1440p.
and
Sorry,
and people jump on my and say it's Xbox fault, but no, this is Todd
No.
Howard's decision.
1440p on the Series S was very surprising, but also pretty impressive for a game that size, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is his decision. And he said, hey, and basically you were talking about marketing. Todd Howard said this. When was it? Last year? I mean, this is a year before when he said this. He literally said this a year before.
Yeah.
It's been a year since he said it. He called it, said, hey, I'm running this game in 30 FPS. Why?
Well, he
Because
didn't
that's
say it directly like that, but he said that's what he was aiming for.
That's what he was aiming for.
I honestly still think that he's like when he said that was his vision, but I still think that Microsoft kind of wanted that 60 FPS.
Oh,
But I feel like they probably was gonna, it was gonna be difficult for them to reach that. Like I said, like if like them changing the game, like making the 60 FPS version, that is not as easy as just putting the resolution down. Like that could break the whole game. And a
Yeah.
game that size, like fixing that could take years. Like
That's what I'm saying.
It-
That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just let the game release instead of going out there on Twitter blaming Xbox? Hey, you guys marketed this, marketed that. I'm not defending Xbox, guys. I'm just stating out the truth. This was Todd Howard's decision. If you guys watch the interview from Giant Bomb with Phil Spencer, he literally said it. This was his decision. He wanted this game to come out in 30 FPS because he wants his fidelity in the game. The fidelity in the game to be good, to be perfect, man. I mean, telling you, the way this game looks, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's awesome, it's fantastic. And man, really, I can't wait to sit down and play it. Plus, all the stuff it has in there, it's gonna be huge. I mean, I think all of us here, chat, everybody who saw this content on Starfield, literally is gonna be sucked up into that game. If they love the type of game, it's gonna be sucked up into that game. And man, they're gonna sit there, they're gonna play it for a long, long time. I mean, I'm thinking we're gonna put literally probably 200 or 300 hours into this game with all the stuff that's gonna come up with it. I
seems
don't know,
like
but
that.
yeah, it seems that because we're gonna be traveling plans, we get to build our bases. We're gonna be stealing. I'm gonna be stealing Sourblow's ship and blowing it up because I don't want it for anything because it's gonna suck. But yes, we're gonna.
You know what? I gotta laugh real quick because there's this idea that if the game is not 60 FPS, like it's not next gen. And then I
Oh
think to
my
myself,
god!
okay, I've been playing PC like for a long time, so does that mean I played next gen games before this gen like arrived? Like,
Yeah.
one of my favorite games, for example, was Perfect Dark, the N64. That ran like at what 15 frames per second.
Oh, but wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's talk about let's bring something up though. But when was it? Was it this year or last year? Everybody was playing Vampire Survivor. Was Vampire Survivor running at 124K? Huh?
Actually, I
Huh?
think that was running at a pretty high frame.
Sure, I'm sure, man. I'm telling you that it's always something. Nobody's ever satisfied. Nobody's ever happy. They just want everything to be perfect. But sorry, guys, they can't make it perfect. I'm gonna tell you something. The way and what I saw, for me, it was amazing. Am I in love with it? Yes. Bring me the 30 FPS if I'm gonna see this game the way it looks. Of course, I'm not saying on a 160. It would be amazing if they could pull a 60. But
Yeah.
if he can't pull it, man, I want this game to be just the way it is. I'm gonna enjoy. I'm gonna have fun. Later in the years, far away, if he can pull a 60, cool. But other than that, I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna enjoy it, and I'm still gonna have fun with it
Um,
no matter what.
I'm playing it on PC. I'm playing it on Xbox, and I'm playing it on the Asus R Rogue Ally. I'm
Mhm.
playing any chance I have this game because this game is gonna be massive.
Oh wait, I think I got. Hmm. I need to write somebody something about that Asus rug. Where is that Asus rug at Sourblow? I'm probably gonna Gonna get you in trouble. Yeah.
What are you even talking about?
I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, but yeah, man, everybody's gonna be playing it everywhere. Everybody's gonna be enjoying it, and man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be one of those guys that are gonna sit there and I'm gonna have fun with that game. I mean, especially, man, I'm telling you this: when you get on my ship, you're gonna find a whole bunch of sandwiches. I promise you that. I'm gonna have a shitload of sandwiches.
That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be
I'm
a
gonna be a
sandwich
sandwich.
collector.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna be collecting sandwiches. If it's got bologna, if it's got ham, if it got pork, I'm gonna be collecting even chicken. You know, a turkey ham. I don't care, but I'm getting all the type of ham, all the type of cheese around the universe, man. I'm gonna be collecting the damn
I wanna ask you
sandwiches.
guys something. I'm gonna start with Plume. Plume, what was your favorite? I would say action or like favorite thing that you saw you can do at Starfield.
Oh, I loved. Well, there's two. I'm gonna say two things. I loved the different combat styles and just them going in depth. Like the guy who was running around punching everybody. I thought that was just awesome. I'm probably gonna just have fun randomly trying to do that. And I loved the space combat and being able to take over people's ships. I feel like I'm gonna spend hours in space, just literally wasting time doing that. Not doing any of the missions, just trying to take over as many ships as possible, add them to my fleet.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do
No,
that.
you know what's also gonna be cool about that? You're talking about spaceships and stuff like that. You know, you're gonna have the bad guys landing on the planet where you're gonna be at. If you're there, there's gonna be spaceship with bad guys jumping in there, and you can literally just jump in there, steal their spaceship, and go to space. That's it. You can grab the
Yeah,
spaceship and just take off. I
I
mean
think
that you can do
I
that.
think like there are a lot of games out there that try to do the whole open world thing where it's like play however you want, do whatever you want to do. You don't even need to follow the main quest. But I find like a lot of them don't execute it well, that you get bored relatively fast while just doing random things and you just start doing the main quest and then rushing through the game. I feel like Starfield is going to definitely be one of those games that there's going to be a large percentage of people that just don't even ever finish the main quest and have like hundreds of hours in this game from
yeah,
everything you're going to be able to do. It seems like it's just like a foundation of many games in one, and really you just kind of do whatever you want to do, and even if you're not finishing the main quest, you're still going to have a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's something that literally is just amazing about that game. I mean, it's like what, like 5 or 6 or 7 games in one. I mean, you don't have
Yeah,
to
it
do the
seems like it.
main quest. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna build my base, and I'm gonna have a what's it called? An awesome base. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have you know. I don't know if I could I say this word. I don't want to say it though. It's probably uh,
anyways.
Say it in Spanish.
no, I was gonna say a pimping base, but yeah, I want to have a pimping cool base. That's what I want. A cool, chilling pimping base. Yeah, a nice base, chilled out there. I'm gonna build it up, big and nice, and get myself like a big ship for cargo. Get myself a small ship for fighting. Man, I'm telling you, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
have a
be a
lot of fun.
Chapo,
Yeah.
El Chapo.
No, why would I want to be the Chapo, man? No, I don't want to be Chapo. Why would I be Chapo? No, no, heck no. Chapo. Nah, I don't like Chapo, man. But anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this game. And like I said, I'm gonna be collecting them sandwiches, man. And I hope that the sandwich have a value price because man, they gotta be expensive. I mean, find a sandwich in space, man, it's gotta be expensive. Bread and stuff. No me. Ah
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I have really no complaints from anything that they showed off at the Starfield, and again, like 30 FPS for me is not a huge deal. But there was other news. I guess you guys have anything else final to say on this before we move on?
I mean, I could talk for days on this.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, we can talk. I can talk forever on Starfield because man, it's just. I sat down, like I said, I sat down today. The whole, um, I watched the whole thing again today.
Presentation.
The whole
Bro,
presentation
I
today,
have seen this literally more than 10 times.
and each time you see it, and each time you watch it, you open your mind like, wow, this is amazing, and not only that, you also like, for example, after that, if you sit down and you hear what Todd Howard talks about the game and all the stuff, which is pretty. I'm gonna tell you something. He literally talks like all the cool. He has played already through it. And this game they've been playing since November. I mean, they've been
yeah.
going
I
through
mean,
it.
he's a creator, you too. So
Of course, he's the creator, but yeah, but he's been playing since November, and he's already been like through the bunch of characters, and now I don't know he mentioned he was in this character, and man, he just doesn't get enough of it. I mean, he's in love with this project, and man, oh my god, just hearing that interview just gave me goosebumps because after that, he literally said, "Oh no, we're right now working on Elder Scrolls 6 after this," and he literally mentions that I think after Elder Scrolls 6, he's gonna probably go back and work on a Fallout 5, which is something that's also interesting for all the Fallout fans. I mean, you guys gotta watch that interview. That was really interesting. That was really interesting. You talk about, like I said, like 5 or 6 or 7 games in one game. My God, man! Seriously, everything you talked about in that right there in that interview was freaking fantastic. I mean, I just mouth open. Yeah, showed a little bit more gameplay. I mean, I saw third person. That third person thing is pretty cool. I mean, that's something that's
Yeah.
going to be pretty fun. And I saw like the shooting from the third person view. They show like a little like a 2 or 3 second thing, and I was like, whoa. Also, yo, that gravity thing from that scene where the room everything elevates. Oh my
Oh,
god, that is just wow. That is impressive.
yeah.
That is
What do you guys
impressive.
think that shot was at the very end, where he puts out his hand and
Man.
everyone kind of just gets lifted up? You think
Ooh.
that's
Okay.
like magic, or do you think that's just anti gravity, or like what do you think that is? You think that's something just I don't know. What do you think? What do you think it is?
Personally, um, I think part of the mission with this whole artifact is gonna guide you into that, and you're gonna get certain kind of like ability or a power, and maybe this could be kind of like the Force on Star
That's
Wars,
I
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
My god, the force.
yeah, and
Oh
and
yeah.
I would not be surprised if we get to see lightsabers on this game.
What?
That would be
Well, we got
that'd
we
be
got we got we got katanas, man. I mean, I was impressed that I saw a katana in that game. I was like, katana in space. That's gotta be pretty rad. I mean, I was amazed by that. I
Yeah.
wonder how the sword fighting thing would be. Will it be like what's it called? Cyberpunk, man. I mean, will we see that? You know? I mean, I was pretty amazed by that. I mean, I just love seeing the sword, seeing like that stuff, and yeah, like you said, a lightsaber would be pretty cool, or a thing that can be close to a lightsaber. Something that can be close to that would be pretty awesome. And yeah, I mean, since it's the future, you got spaceships and stuff. I mean, I can't imagine, he sticks out his hand and he can probably like elevate, or gravitate a person, with using like a source of thing, a source of power. I mean, that could happen. Why not? It's in the future.
either way. We're absolutely gonna see lightsabers and force and everything. Some mods are gonna go in there for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, PC.
Either way, we're gonna get it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I wonder
PC.
what that is.
I wonder if we can get the Han Solo ship, man. I mean, I want the Han Solo ship, and I
Oh,
want
you
a
can
Chewie.
build it.
You can build
Build
it.
it.
Build it.
Yeah.
Can I get a Chewie
Uh,
too? I mean, I would love a Chewie.
Sure, you can probably do everything at some
Oh,
point in this game.
I hope so. I hope so.
Like
And then maybe.
you think about the mods in like Skyrim on the base that they had that now. Like think about how much bigger Starfield is going to be and how huge the mod community is. I mean, the modders too for Bethesda games are literally incredible, and they get hired by Bethesda, so
Hmm.
it's going to be insane. Although
I
I hope that comes to console, the mod stuff. That'll be
speaking
the only thing.
I wa-
speaking of which, I wonder if I can build. I wonder if I can build
I already
the
know what he's gonna say.
the Doctor Evil spaceship.
Maybe.
Could
Hmm.
be. Real quick, I want to highlight from the chat. Right, Rachie said, "Did you saw exploration vehicle?" I don't think they showed any, but I'm assuming they have to have some sort of vehicle because if you want to move in planets, I assume they don't want. I hope that you don't have to walk all the time. Just walk
Yeah.
and only the spaceship. So hopefully.
I mean, they gotta have because if you gotta walk around that big planet, man, we're gonna be lost. I mean, let me type that exploration vehicles. Let's see. Let's Google that real quick. But yes, I mean, walking around that planet like that, ooh. But yeah, no, there's no mention about land vehicles yet. But man, I hope I
No,
hope they
they
do.
they didn't they didn't show it.
They haven't mentioned nothing about it, but I hope they do, man, because really walking around is gonna be tiresome, especially a big planet. Oof.
The Doctor
Unless,
Evil spaceship will be the first thing built for sure. Because when you said that, it kind of went over my head, but then I remember what you're talking about.
Mhm, mhm. But I just love the idea that that when I saw the Todd Howard interview, that you can land anywhere, everywhere, and if you see a bad guy, you can steal the spaceship. But here's the thing, though. So will the spaceship like have automatic pilot and come back to your place, or what? Or just you just dump it there and just go with the other ship? Because that's something that you know.
Didn't he say something about fast travel to your ship,
Yeah, he
or is that?
did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh no, there is fast travel. I mean, what's what like Star Wars? You know, they enter. What's the thing
No,
called?
no, no, not that. Not that. He mentioned like when you're on the planet, you can fast travel back
Fast
to your
travel.
ship.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to walk back to your ship or something.
Oh no, no. What I mean is, like, for example, like if you steal a bad guy's spaceship, you go out to space, right? You stole the spaceship, you did all that stuff, right? So the question is, what happens to your spaceship? Do you leave it there, or you got to come back and get it? Or that's what I'm saying. Does it come back to your base, or what? I mean, that would be interesting.
I assume you can probably either call it back
Yeah.
or you just you should be able to find it, have some sort of a radar or something. Since you own it, you can. But most likely, there should be a way. Well, actually, if you dock the other ship, maybe you can just move both ship together.
Yeah. They probably just go together.
Yeah.
Probably have to fly back to your base
Yeah.
so you can keep it. Because like I feel like if you just steal that ship, what if you're flying back and then somebody docks you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you lose it, right?
But that'd be
That
interesting
would be
to know.
cool because that's a lot of risk reward stuff that would
Yeah,
be going into it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that's actually that's something that has got me curious because as he mentions like the land vehicle, but what happens if you like steal a ship? You go out into space with the bad guy's ship, right? And what happens to your ship though? The one you build, the one you had, and what's going to happen to it? That'd be
Yeah.
interesting to know. If it's just you leave it there and somebody steals it too, you're screwed. You got to go chase it.
Yeah.
That'd
I,
be pretty cool.
I'm gonna say something real quick from a game that I won't mention because no one wants to be
Oh,
mentioned. But
that's not.
anyway, they had one cool idea, which I don't think they're ever gonna do this. But they call it the server. I forgot the name, but the point is that for multiplayer, you have, let's say you have like 1,000 servers, but each server, since it's like this huge universe, they're kind of like interconnected. So let's say I'm in one server, and you Plume, you're on a different server, and Crazy's on a different server. But however, if we go to the same planet, we will be able to like see each other.
Is that?
If they can do that, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna ask. Like, there is no multiplayer aspect in this, right? Like, you're not actually gonna be able to steal each other's ships that we know of.
No, no, not right now. At least not
Yeah.
now. But if they can make multiplayer, and especially if they can add some kind of like interconnected like servers where you can have like at least thousands of players in one server, that would be pretty cool. But I don't know how hard that would be because you gotta like think how hard it is as a single player where Crazy Lou, for example, he's gonna steal a bunch of sandwiches and keep them on his base. But
Yep.
imagine having thousands of players, moving one object from one place to another throughout the galaxy. That has to be super demanding. So
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's gonna be hard for him because I didn't
it's
tell you
crazy.
something. I went on Google and looked right. If it does have multiplayer, no, it doesn't. And then I googled up does Skyrim, Skyrim, which is a big game, have multiplayer. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim has co-op functionality thanks to a group of dedicated modders. I mean, this was
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
The
January
mods.
16, 2023. I mean, dang, that's
yeah.
10 years
But
after its
but
initial.
I feel like sure Skyrim would be nice too with multiplayer, but I feel like this game is perfect because like even if it's just co-op, like if you can add like 4-player co-op, because like you can have 4 players like run a crew, and that would be pretty cool.
4 players on a crew? Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
the
At least
crazies. That
if
would
you
be the
can
name.
add more, the more the better. But that would be super cool.
That'd be insane. That'd be insane. But yeah, man, Starfield. Wow, so much things to talk about. So much things to see. Oh man, if we sit here and talk all night, I mean about Starfield, oof, I think we won't be able to sleep yet. Man, I mean that was like the thing that most impressed me about that showcase. I mean, I was literally mouth
Yeah.
open with everything I saw. Amazed, amazed, amazed.
45-minute long too, and I expected it to be like 20, 30 minutes, but they just literally kept going, showing off
Mhm.
every little detail of the game. It also really shows how confident they are in this game, and that year delay was probably even more time than they really needed. They're probably in the very finishing stages of polishing this thing. So I think we can kind of talk about some of the stuff that was talked about after the showcase. There was interviews with Matt Booty, with Phil Spencer, and like I said, with Todd Howard, that going over just the direction of Xbox. They talked about PC and how successful PC has been in terms of making $1 billion. Um, they talked about how their monthly active users for Xbox Game Pass are now up to like 150 million. And they also talked about wanting to release a game every quarter,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that, which would be 4 games a year, which is something that people were questioning. People were worried that would they be able to hit this mark. And going into 2023, um, going into 2023, it was starting off really well. Then Redfall came out, and everybody was really against Xbox again. And now, uh, by the end of this year, I think it's going to be one of the most successful years in Xbox history in terms of first-party releases and the games that they
Yep.
do release. When you think about Forza Motorsport coming out, you think about Starfield coming out, already released Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, and Minecraft Legends. Um, I guess I guess the segue into this is, what do you guys think the state of Xbox is now in terms of their first-party releases? Do you think 2023 is a successful year based off of what is coming out, and do you think they're going to be able to continue to hit at least 4 games a year going forward with all the studios that they have? And plus, we already know there are a couple of games, the Hellblade announced for 2024, and I think there's 2 more. Towerborn as a third party Xbox games publishing deal, and then what's the other one in 2024? That's slipping my mind right now.
So
That's coming out,
so
but
so
Flight Sim.
fight sim.
Flight Sim,
Flight
that
Sim.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the state of Xbox and where they're going with their first party
if
releases?
if you sit down and you sit down and say, okay, let me count how many things they have released this year, for example. I mean, if you add the Fallout 76, what's coming out, the Skyrim, if you add that too, that's two more things to the
Oh, Elder
list.
Scroll. Elder Scroll.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, yeah. Elder Scrolls, I mean, sorry about that. Elder Scrolls Online plus Fallout 76, that's two more things. You got, let's start from the beginning. You had Hi-Fi Rush, right, from the beginning of the year. Then we had Redfall
Don't
and
forget Age of
Minecraft,
Empire. Age of
Minecraft,
Empire, the
Minecraft, right?
console.
Minecraft,
Minecraft,
right?
yeah, and Age of Empire,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then you got Age of Empires, the console edition. That's four. Okay. Did I go to Redfall yet? No. Redfall is five. We got Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Now, which is releasing soon.
Sea of Thieves.
Starfield, Sea of Thieves, which is eight. Damn, I mean, I'm running out of fingers here. I have to go pretty much grab my toes now.
Halo Season 4 coming
Nah, nah, I wouldn't add
coming
Halo
as well.
C. I wouldn't add Halo C because that's part of multiplayer content. I'm gonna add that to
Well,
it.
same with Sea of Thieves and Fallout and Elder Scroll. Then
Okay,
you
then
don't
then
have
Halo
you
then the
can't
Halo
add none of
season
that.
four.
Then.
Okay, Halo season four. Then okay, that's four. That's nine. Which of course it's got infection, so I have it already installed. Sourblow, we gotta beat up some infection, baby.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
but
gotta get Silent. Silent has to
yeah,
download
Silence
it.
gotta jump in there. You got Halo coming out. Did I mention Starfield or no? No, I haven't.
Nope.
So Starfield,
And Forza.
Forza, and last but not least, oh man, Flight Simulator. So it's like 12 things that they're releasing this year.
Oh, you mean like the Doom
The
thing? But
Doom.
yeah, but that's just like
Aren't they
I wouldn't
releasing?
That's
count that one. I wouldn't count. I
No,
think.
no, no, but
if
no, no. But aren't they releasing like the rescue thing this year?
No, that's the next
no,
year,
Oh,
that's
2024.
a brand new, like
mhm.
I was confused about that too, but it's literally Flight Simulator 2024. It's like
Yeah, it's a
it's
new
a
one.
new
Yeah,
release. It's not like just an expansion, I believe.
Is it not?
no, it's a new game. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a like,
What?
you remember when they used to release Flight Simulator back in the day? They had like 98 and 2000, like it's like that, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna release it
Oh my
every
God!
so
Yes,
often.
it says here brand new, the next generation legendary franchise. Oh, look, it's a brand new game. Damn, four
But
years old.
let's be fair. Let's I agree that those all count as releases, but like let's just look at like a full new game.
Okay.
There's 5 with Age Console, Minecraft Legends, Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and Starfield. And just with those 5, I think that's a very good output for a first party perspective for brand new games in a single year. And that's what
Yeah,
they obviously want to do going forward for like every year. They want to at least have 4 games quarterly. And I thought they would have I thought logically, I thought by 2023 they would be able to get to that point because when you acquire a bunch of studios, it takes a while to get everything working. But it's almost like the entire Redfall thing made people forget that the output is there and it is coming. And a lot of these games are actually going to be getting good review scores. Like, Forza Motorsport is going to do very well. Starfield's going to do very well. I think Minecraft Legends did like average. Then you got Hi-Fi Rush. So I think personally the state of Xbox right now is in a very positive spot and a very exciting spot for things to look forward to. Um, but yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, but Sarah, what do you think?
I was gonna say I just think also Microsoft sometimes they don't get a lot of credit, and it's especially because of what they're currently doing right now, which is they're trying to make games not for like a specific audience. They're trying to make games for everyone, and some of these games, like a lot of like the people we see on Twitter, they're used to wanting a certain type of game, so they kind of dismiss some of these games. But some of these games have like huge community. Like look at
Hmm.
Age of Empire, look at Minecraft, look at these games that continue to get support. Like Lou mentions that they're more expansions, they're not releases, but they have huge audience. And what they're doing is they're I feel like they're kind of locked with a bunch of games that they have their fan base. They just need to retain them, and now they can focus more on single player games. And every so often, maybe they'll come out with that new that new experience for those people that like those multiplayer games. But I feel like now they kind of have that burden out of their way where they can concentrate more on their single player game. As if you look at the competition, they're dying to have these type of games. And they're having trouble trying to do that. They even had to buy
Yeah.
Bungie in order to make these type of games.
Phone
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah. Film stars. It's actually kind of interesting. I was thinking about this. It's like the PlayStation and Xbox are literally in the exact opposite place right now in terms of what they need to do to kind of continue to succeed. Because PlayStation, they have all the single player stuff, and now they're focusing on the games as a service and multiplayer. And obviously, that's not what their core fan base wants. So they're kind of pissing off their core fan base right now. But they have to do it because it's where all the money is. And if they just continue making one and done single player games, they're going to fall behind by a decent amount. Whereas Xbox has already built up so much in multiplayer and so much in games as a service that they have that luxury right now to kind of sit back and invest a lot more into the single player stuff. So I think we're going to be getting some actually very good single player
Yeah,
experiences and a lot of
yeah,
RPGs, which is incredible. I mean, it's literally the box for RPGs. If you like RPGs,
yeah.
even with
I was gonna. Oh, sorry. I was
I was
gonna
gonna say
add real.
Avowed was the one that slipped my mind that's coming out next year. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna add real quick that even if you look at Microsoft like single player games, a lot of they're single player games, especially these large RPGs. Like players are gonna invest hours and hours on these games, so they're not these games that you know that's also a problem that kind of Sony has to address if
Yeah,
they want to get into the the live service, because a lot of these games you can player would they can just purchase it and probably beat it within a week. And even if they do decide to add them in you know if they do decided to add in the servers like day one, like this might be a problem because instead of the players buying it, they could just rent out a month, and they're for sure they can beat it. Within a month, these single player, story driven experience. So then after that, what? They're just gonna unsubscribe. So I think, Xbox is well positioned in terms of service because of that.
Yeah, I agree. Louis, any thoughts on that or?
What? I got lost for a minute. I got a little lost for a minute.
Just where Xbox is positioned in terms of creating single player games now, because they already have the games as a service they've been putting out and already making money off that. Whereas PlayStation right now is focusing on games as a service because they don't really have any that are successful, I guess, other unless you want to include Destiny right now after the Bungie purchase, and that they're not focusing as much on single player stuff, which is what their core fan base really wants.
Here's the thing: we're heading to a future right now, and this is what's up. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm happy the way Microsoft has been working things. I'm happy the way Microsoft is bringing those things and the live service things. Because again, um, we have a large variety of games that we can play. We got multiplayer, we got single player, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Which Sony only focused on single players, right? And now they want to focus on the multiplayer, which is cool. But we want to see more new multiplayer stuff and multiplayer ideas. Like for example, Foam Stars. Okay, we saw it, we saw the gameplay. We were like, oh, okay, it's kind of like Splatoon, but again, I still want to see more about it. It's not like I'm not interested. I want to see more about it, see how it goes, see if it's going to be better than Splatoon or I don't know because it could be a good competition for Splatoon. But then jumping on services games is going to be pretty interesting and see if they can actually be a part of service games. Like most of those multiplayer games and see if they actually do hit because it's actually a hard. Those live service games are hard to hit. They're not easy because we got all those popular titles out there. Destiny is a really popular title, which we all people who love Destiny. I mean, my best friend Steven, shout out to Steven if he's listening to the show. He is a Destiny player. That's all he plays. It's he goes on there and that's all he plays. It's just Destiny, Destiny. Just doesn't play anything else. Just Destiny. And for you to get the people to love your game like that, like for example, Sea of Thieves, when that DLC comes out, you're gonna see people jumping all over there. Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's gonna be insane. I mean, we know that those live services have attracted people, and they have actually like what Sourblow said, they actually do have what's it called already a community on there. Same thing with Skyrim, same thing with Starfield's going to build, and yes, Sony, jumping into that's going to be really interesting, and let's see how they go. I mean, they're a little bit late, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because of kind of where they both position themselves. I think Xbox is better positioned for the future.
Yeah.
I mean, there was another interview with I believe it was just after the showcase they had like an interview with all the executives, and Phil Spencer was actually talking about where they are right now, and he's saying that they're doing better than the 360 era by like a decent amount. Whereas a lot of people sit back and they think of Xbox and it's like 360 was that time that was probably the most nostalgic. That's when Xbox was their biggest, is when they were the most popular. But right now, with the stuff that they've done with expanding out and having games everywhere, they're clearly far more successful. And they said that they were making like $1 billion here on PC, or going to make $1 billion on PC. And Sony is sitting back and they're looking at this, and they know they have to continue going down that route. So they've started PlayStation PC. They just came out today, and PlayStation is actually going to be allowing people to stream games directly to their PS5, so they don't have to download them, which is an interesting first
Hmm.
bigger step, I guess, into the cloud for them. But yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting how everything shapes up.
And then they know everybody's heading over there because they're going to tell you so. Look how Xbox is expanding. I mean, in an interview with Phil Spencer, he was talking about how he looks at PC players, which is something that Sony is not taking for granted, and they need to take that for granted, especially when they pull a game. Like for example, you pull a God of War that came out. How long was it? The first God of War, was it 2018? Was it 2018? I think it was.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
It came out in 2018, right? And
Yeah.
so you got God of War that came out in 2018, you released in 2022, and you already sold 4 million copies on PC. That's insane. Horizon Zero Dawn, when it got on PC, you got up to 20 million sales. So you're losing that market right there. And I love how Phil Spencer pointed out, and I love how he was talking on Game Pass. That Game Pass on PC is actually bigger than the console. He pointed that out in the interview, which is amazing. I mean, it shows you how Game Pass is opening, how Game Pass is going, and how further and how far it's expanding, and something that's incredible. I mean, it's already on Nvidia. What where else is it? There was another one I forgot the name. Is it is I don't
Yeah,
remember.
they've given
Yeah,
first party Xbox games like Boosteroid, which is a
yeah,
company they
Booster.
signed a deal with, Enware, Nvidia GeForce Now as well. So, but Nvidia GeForce Now specifically, they came out and they said PC Game Pass, which I believe is every game available on PC Game Pass, not just their first party stuff, is going to be able to be streamed through Nvidia GeForce Now, which is kind of smart because if you only have PC Game Pass, you don't get access to cloud gaming. And most people who play, or a lot of people who play on PC, they just solely play on PC. They don't have a console, so they would never get that cloud feature. But now they will have that option with Nvidia GeForce Now, so it's sort of a smart move by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real smart. I'm telling you, they're expanding, they're going further, and man, that's how you get the big bucks. I mean, the more you expand, the more you get the people to come jump here to your games, have fun. Hey, you're gonna get real soon the big bucks. That's how it is.
Yeah. You also have all those deals they're making that nobody talk about
Oh yeah,
with for PC players, like that huge deal they got with the Riot games.
Yeah,
A lot of PC players play those games. And I'm sure like if they manage to get Activision Blizzard, and let's say for example, if they manage to get World of Warcraft, which that could be debatable if they will do it or not. But if they can get World of Warcraft into Game Pass, like that's a no brainer. Like
yeah,
right
that'd
there.
be insane.
oh my god, if they got oh man, that's a game that I haven't played in like I don't know how long, but they put that game on Game Pass on PC. Oh man, that it's gonna skyrocket through the roof. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna get people on there right away to actually do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
since we're on that subject, right, Plume?
I was just about to say, since we're talking about Activision Blizzard games, we might as well talk about the everything that's going on today with the deal. We got a bunch of news when it comes to the FTC, and the FTC was granted a temporary restraining order to temporarily is it temporary restraining order? I forget what it's called. Anyways, to temporarily block the deal.
Tor. Is
Yeah.
it
So
called?
now I mean, it's the thing with this story. It's literally developing currently as we go because I'm seeing stuff come up from like 20 minutes ago. They actually have a date set now. So basically, what happened was the FTC filed a motion for the restraining order to block Microsoft from being able to go ahead and close the deal. We heard Microsoft was going to go ahead and close the deal on July 18th. Whether the CMA approved it or the FTC had approved it or not, they were just going to go ahead and close it. And the FTC doesn't want to do that. They want to go and fight it in court. And they filed for this temporary restraining order to be able to get to court sooner, I guess, before they can close it. And they were granted that. And now there is a pre-evidentiary hearing that's going to be held on June 21st, and then there's going to be an evidentiary hearing on June 22nd, June 23rd, June 27th, and June 28th, where it's going to be the FTC versus Microsoft. They're going to present their case, and then I believe this is going to really determine what happens with this case, whether it's going to go through or not, which is going to be a lot sooner than people thought because previously they were going to have to wait all the way until August 2nd. So people here are saying that Microsoft held out the bait, the FTC took the bait to get this a process going faster, and Microsoft is extremely confident that they're going to be able to win in court against the FTC. You've seen Brad Smith come out and being seemingly happy and excited to go to court because they believe they have the chance to win. So the end of this month, next week, I think, right? What are we, the 14th? Yeah, starting next week on June 21st, so a week from today, it's all going to be going down with the FTC versus Microsoft, and we'll see kind of what comes out of it. That's where we are right now. But again, the story is just continuously developing. There's a lot more to this. Like the judge that got assigned to this case is the same judge that shot down the gamers lawsuit, which were gamers who were suing Microsoft for this deal being anti-competitive. So, what do you guys think about this? I mean, this has been so long that we've been talking about Activision Blizzard. Right now, from what I'm reading on Twitter, from what I'm reading from analysts and stuff on there that are saying that they believe Microsoft has a very good chance of winning. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to be able to win this thing in court, and or do you think there's going to be no more Activision Blizzard Xbox as one company going forward?
Sorry, you take it away. It's how it go? Sorry, you
Deal, take the deal away.
here? Oh man, I wish we could do that, man. Because really, it's just talking about this deal. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. I'm just can't wait till that 18 drops. I just hope they don't extend the damn thing, because if they extend the damn thing, we gotta keep on talking about that. I'm literally gonna be really pissed off.
Yeah.
Really mad
Yeah.
because go for it, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to ask Plume because I was looking at the chat when you were exposing the topic. Did I know you probably mentioned about the 2 days. Did you saw the 5 days that Microsoft wants?
Yeah. So, like I
Okay.
said,
Sorry about that.
no, it's all good. It just this literally, I just saw this pop up on Twitter 4 days ago. They actually made a decision. You have Tom Warren here on Twitter saying the judge in the FTC case against Microsoft has ordered a 4-day hearing for the preliminary injunction.
Oh, so it's official. Okay.
It's official from what Tom Warren is saying here on Twitter. Starting June, pre-evidentiary hearing will be June 21st, and then the evidentiary hearing will be from June 22nd, 23rd, and then 27th, 28th. So it's a 4-day hearing. And
Okay.
correct. So from what I understand is they wanted more days because they just want to make sure that they don't lose, right? I think that's, I guess 2 days
Yeah.
maybe wasn't enough. That was something that I was seeing too.
Yeah. I think they know they have a great case, and they probably they want enough time in order to let's throw everything out. Lay everything out to the judge and probably convince him, that this is the right decision to let this deal go through.
Yeah.
And hopefully after all this happens, the judge does see that this is kind of ridiculous and the deal should go through. And once that is done, I feel like the deal is gonna close before before the time expire, which isn't it July?
July
July
18th.
18th.
Yeah.
July 18. Okay, and this is June. This starts June when?
21st.
June 21st. Okay, so it should end before the July 18th date.
So if I'm understanding correctly, is that after these 5 days, the judge makes the decision whether they grant a preliminary injunction or not. That's what I'm understanding. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah. So what
So
I'm
we'll
saying
know.
is,
Know by the
Well,
end of June.
yeah, what I'm saying is like, by early July we should know, what's gonna happen with the whole FTC thing. Now,
Yeah.
if they, let's say if everything goes wrong for Microsoft, and at least they need, to go back to like another hearing or another, court or whatever, and this expands past the time, then Microsoft's gonna have to, renegotiate, and it's all gonna depend on if Activision Blizzard and Bobby Kotick, if they're gonna want to renegotiate, and if they do,
Yeah.
if they come into terms that they both agree on. So this is gonna be very important for Microsoft. I think. I think that's why basically they wanted those days. They want to make sure that they lay everything out because they know this is super important. And if they do get the good news, I feel like they're just gonna close without the CMA decision.
Here's the thing, though. how long? I mean, seriously, how long is this gonna last? Because damn, because without the CMA decision, I don't know if they close. Yeah, they can close without the CMA decision, right? They can, right?
Yeah, they can. I feel like if they win in the with against the FTC, the CMA is going to have much less. They're going to have an even worse case in their appeals process too, right? So
I
Yeah,
mean,
I feel.
seriously, because I'm gonna tell you something though. With the way things are going, and they say they have actually everything on their side. Because here's the thing though, we've been hearing this for quite a while. We've been saying, okay, like everything is good. I remember yesterday I heard I heard somebody saying, oh, Britain is on their side now. Today there's a news that dropped by saying, oh, Britain's not on their side, and basically it's like an on and off situation. So I don't understand. I mean, what the heck is going on? Because there's either a yes or a no. I mean, seriously, just make the freaking decision. Just let it go, or let it go through, or just drop it. Because really, it's annoying that we here are sitting, right, and after these two great week, what was it, 1 week or 2 great weeks of shows that have been going on, right? We've been excited, we've been seeing these game shows, we've been super happy that we've been watching games and now talking about this, and all of a sudden you hear, oh no, let's stop Xbox from, or no, let's stop Microsoft from getting this thing.
yeah,
Why? I mean, seriously, why are you trying to stop this? I'm literally trying to understand what is the point of the CMA and the FTC trying to stop this deal. I don't get it. Who are you guys protecting? Who are you guys covering? I mean, you got 38 countries saying yes, all the way, yes, 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 and you two saying no. Who are you protecting? I don't get it. I mean, everybody's positive about it. You got the governments going into this and saying, hey, this is positive. Everybody's happy about it, except for you two. I don't get it. I mean, what are you trying to protect? Oh, because cloud gaming. But again, I live in Dominican Republic. I can't access cloud gaming here. I can't. I can't go on Xbox and say, okay, let me try this game in cloud. I can't do that. So how far and how big has cloud gaming gotten? It hasn't. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a long time. And literally, we want that competition. And look at now Sony. Sony is jumping into cloud, streaming in cloud, right? So what I'm seeing is they were trying to, to what's it called? To because Sony, put their point, right? And now we finally are seeing what's going on with Sony, right? We finally are seeing that what they're pulling out of their pockets, and they're actually showing, they're actually, how do you say this in Spanish? Is they're releasing their
Expanding.
claws. They're showing their claws right now. Sony's actually showing their claws and showing that, hey, we're actually going to start streaming in cloud, right? Yeah, but you guys a couple months ago were totally against this. That it's going to ruin. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Yet you're doing everything that Microsoft is doing.
yeah,
So it's basically a stall, and they got the FTC stalling. They got CMA stalling, which I think they're part of that stall, and they're pushing through that stall with those guys. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong, but damn. I mean, they literally, like, their arguments are basically Sony's arguments. That's what I'm seeing.
yeah. I mean, I've been saying this for like since the beginning. As soon as we saw Xbox going into like subscription and Game Pass taking off, and then the cloud taking off, it just it makes absolutely complete sense that you're going to be far more profitable by putting your games everywhere, right? So obviously Sony at some point was going to copy them, and we're slowly seeing it. We're slowly seeing it happening from
Yeah.
the PlayStation Plus revamp with their subscription service, and like you look at some of the games that come out on PS Plus now, it's getting better. It's getting better from like a third party perspective. And a lot of the games that come on PS Plus Extra and Premium now, or games that were on Game Pass previously, or vice versa, like they go back and forth type of thing. So it is getting better. And then they are going to get way deeper into cloud. The only thing with the cloud is who is Sony going to be using for their cloud streaming? Like what infrastructure are they going to be using? Because we know that they had that partnership with Microsoft and Azure. Are they still going to be going back to that? Is that expired? Are they going to be using something else? I don't know. I'm not sure if that information's out there or not. But that'll be interesting to see what they do to be able to expand out and get their games out for cloud streaming because, like you said, you don't have it in Dominican Republic. It obviously is very expensive to be able to expand cloud gaming out to everywhere in the world with all the infrastructure that they need for that. But yeah, this entire ABK thing, I guess this is always the question I have. Let's say the end of June, the preliminary injunction is granted, the deal doesn't go through. Where does Xbox go? Do they just buy something else? Do they go and they invest in their current studios? What do they do? What do they do next? Um,
Hmm.
go
I
ahead, Lou.
mean, what would they do next? I mean, seriously, I don't know they would do. I mean, it would be a total defeat for them. I know what's gonna happen. A bunch of people are gonna be happy. Twitter's gonna go insane. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, you see, we said it, we called it," and a bunch of us are gonna be sad. But seriously, what should they do? I mean, I will go crazy and go on a buying spree. I will go get studios. Like for example, I will say, hey, GTA 7, how much money you would need to be on Game Pass for 5 years and screw everybody else? Jump over here, baby. I mean, I will get aggressive. I will get really aggressive, especially with that kind of cash flowing around. I will get super aggressive and try and show them, that this is what I can do. You guys mess with me, so I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna come back strong. That's what I would do because really, I don't know, but like I said, you hear this FTC thing, you hear the CMA thing, positive for a day, then the next day goes negative, then tomorrow goes positive, then the next day goes negative, then tomorrow goes positive. It's like a back and forth, negative, positive, which is really getting annoying and tiresome. And again, if it drops, Xbox with that amount of money, I would go crazy. $70 billion to go and spend, man. Woo, woo. Oh my god, seriously. But I wouldn't I wouldn't keep on challenging also Lydia. Like going to court and all that stuff because that's just gonna waste their energy and get them tired. It's gonna get Xbox tired. But that's their choice. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I would just give Activision Blizzard the 3 billion. And say, okay, go. Me, I'm just gonna go out on frenzy and spend the other 65 billion where I need to spend it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I'm on the thought process that you give the money, whatever, you pay your 3 billion to Activision, and then you go and I think they just take that money and they go and make huge third party Game Pass deals, and they go reinvest in their current studios, and they just make sure that everything they have like just such a huge draw to Game Pass. It's already a huge draw, but like even more, like they just make sure that they are just getting insane games coming into the service day one. I think that would be just a huge boost to it. But I will say this, Louis, what you said about the whole marketing thing. Xbox, honestly, like they had the best show, I think, in years. Like it was incredible. And the narrative or the talk on social media now quickly went to 30 FPS and then now to Activision Blizzard. So they don't have a period where it's just people excited online, at least in social media, talking about Xbox. It's actually crazy to think about because, like, if you think about, I don't know if this is the same with PlayStation. Maybe it is, but if PlayStation had a 10 out of 10 show, people would be talking about it for at least a month. It would be nonstop
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, if you look, they're always like nitpicking with Microsoft. Because another topic I saw that I don't even want to like talk about it, but because it's ridiculous. I saw articles about how the main character from Fable look, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, why is this even a topic?
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember when I saw that. Oh my god, yes. I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't get. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, but anyways,
yeah.
it's character. Let it be. Let it have fun. You know?
Yeah, it was there was a bunch of other articles from like PC Gamer or something about Starfield about like I saw an article saying a Starfield wants to be realistic, then why are there cowboys in
Oh,
space?
yeah, I saw that too.
Wait,
It's
what?
like,
What?
it's
Yeah.
What
like,
did they say? What did he? Wait,
They
wait,
were
wait,
just
wait.
I'll
Let,
try
let
to
me
find the actual
let
article.
me let me say something. And send it to me because I'm gonna shut them
no,
down right now.
I
I mean,
actually, I,
I
I
got I
sent
got
it through
I,
through our DMs.
because
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna see something. I just got
Not this
two.
program.
I just
The
got two
phone.
things to tell them, man. Seriously, I just got two things to tell them. I just gotta say, hey, look up Brave Star, and Silver Hawks, man. What the hell,
Oh,
these Western people in outer space?
I
I
thought
mean,
you
damn.
was gonna be like DX generation. I got two words for
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna. No.
Yeah.
You mean Degeneration X? No. But hey, man, I'm telling you, you have Brave Star in space. I mean, heck, I mean, in Starfield, I can create a Brave Star, and can you imagine if you get like the horse? Oh man, oh my God, a Brave Star DLC, man.
look
Starfield, help me out, man.
look who's in the chat.
I know.
I can't scream, but
Yeah, 108 Dragons, my brother 108. How you doing, bro? Man, look how he says facts.
It's
Oh man.
actually so the headline is, if Starfield is grounded and realistic, what's with all the cowboys and space magic? That's the headline.
But what? Man, I mean, what? Why there wouldn't be cowboys? Why? Why wouldn't there be cowboys? Of course, there'll be a planet full of cowboys. I mean, oh, there's Trigon too, man. Trigon was as part of a planet was all Western. Seriously, I mean, I can come up with so many space cowboy stuff. It's insane. I mean, I would literally shut down that article right away. Again, Brave Star, man. Can you imagine Brave Star DLC? Oh man, I'm
This
getting
is
goosebumps. Oh,
it's
whew.
the thing is, this is a video game, and at the same time, like when you have like thousands of planets, like who knows like what other planets, what type of life they have and how do they dress. So it's like at the same time, like you can kind of still envision that it could be something realistic. We don't know. Like we haven't even like Earth hasn't even went out of the solar system. So like
Yeah.
it's funny
video
how
game.
yeah, and this is a video game anyway. But I'm saying even in real life, like we haven't even gone away from the solar system. So how do we even know realistically if there's not a planet that has cowboys like that? And
True. Could be a full planet of Crazy Louis. You never know.
you never know. Yeah.
He's running around.
Yeah. Oh man, that you know how that would be. That would be a bunch of crazy Louis running around tidy whities, because I'm a man. I'll be running around tidy whities in space, man.
On your head, or
Well, he already wore one this.
I know that's why I was asking.
I had to improvise, guys. I didn't have my hat, so my box got broken. But so yeah, I had to improvise, guys, with whatever I had. But yeah, man. I mean, seriously, cowboys in space, hell yeah. These guys, what they never seen. Literally, just sit down and type. What's the movie with cowboys in space? What's the movie with or cartoons with cowboys in space? And you get the idea. I mean, I already got vibes because of you mentioning, the cowboy thing in space. I mean, I was like, man, I imagine a Brave Star DLC. I can imagine the Silver Hawk. Oh my God, Silver Hawk. Oh man, I need to post that on. I mean, literally, I need to yell that out. I'm going to say, Todd Howard, give me a Brave Star, man. Literally, I need to yell him, man. I need to tell him that. Seriously, that'd be awesome. That'd be dope. Oh my
Cowboys
God.
versus aliens.
Cowboy versus Alien. Yeah.
Is that? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. We got Plants versus what? Zombies. Then we got a Cowboys versus Aliens. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down
There's a
for
movie.
that.
There's a movie like that.
Yeah, there's a movie too.
There's a movie too like that.
Yeah.
What? You serious?
But real quick, I just wanted to say like
Oh,
we usually don't get into like console war things, but I seen a lot of things that they seem to be hurt because Starfield, it's only coming to the Xbox ecosystem. But I would say this, like I think it's easier for someone that doesn't have an Xbox console to play one of these games because of all the devices that this is gonna come to. So I don't see why people are so hurt because like I don't know. I feel like it's easy to get to the ecosystem. If you really want to try this game, just play it anywhere you want. Like, well,
it's not like it's not even really a console wars thing, but it's the reality of like remember before Xbox bought Bethesda, all the rumors about Starfield being a PlayStation exclusive? And now that we see how big of a scope this game is, and just how like expansive it is, like if that was to have happened, this game would have only been on the PlayStation 5.
Yes,
There
and
would
then
have
it would
only
have
been
been
30 million people who would have had access to this game at this point when it releases, 30 to 35 million. Because whether people are upset or not that it is an exclusive to one platform or another, at least it's on a platform where you literally have access to like way more than 35 million people that are going to be able to play it.
yeah. I gotta say, I felt real bad. This morning I was watching a reaction video, and there's a content creator that he actually makes funny videos and stuff. I'm not even gonna mention who it is, but he was so excited for Starfield, and then he said, "I can't wait to play it on my PS5." I felt so bad.
Is he
like-
serious?
He was serious, but he didn't like. He doesn't know because he's not. He just create like comedy content, and I guess he didn't know that this was exclusive. So inside me, I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad for him.
I wonder how it's going to run on the ROG Ally. I wonder how because
Yeah,
I think
I
this
also
is
wonder too.
this is a game you're going to be spending so many hours. This is a perfect game to just put in like an hour here and there, just like doing random stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's insane all the stuff you can do in that game. I mean, really, whew, man.
you
I
know
wonder.
what?
I wonder. Do we get to use the toilet? I mean, I want to make a cool
Oh my
bathroom on
god.
my.
Anyway, real quick, you know what would be cool if they made like an option like in the menu where you can kind of like just jump into like if you just want to do like base building or like ship customization that you can do it and it like it's less resources and that way you can do kind of things like that on your handheld or like on the cloud and
Yeah.
that way you know you can
That'd be cool.
yeah that would be kind of cool.
Sure.
Oh man, I gotta say, I gotta shout out to T Cap. He said he's like creative Will Smith and slap everyone in space. Mama West style.
Oh, man.
You make Will Smith and you just do the punching combat that they were showing in the video.
Oh, I gotta say, that's funny, but man.
I mean, it's funny how we already talked about Starfield for like 30 minutes and then we circled back
Yes,
and started talking about
Yeah.
it again.
it's just it's again it's
so
this,
massive.
It's so massive. There's so much to talk about. I mean, again, I'm gonna be collecting sandwiches, and now I'm wondering if I can use the bathroom, take showers in there, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait for that game. I'm truly amazed, and I'm really seriously. I want to build my home. I just want to do everything in that game. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that game. I feel it because I don't know if you guys played this game. Subnautica. I don't know if you guys played Subnautica.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Subnautica. It's one of my favorite games. I mean, jumping in there, building my submarine base and all that stuff. That is just awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
Silent says, let me in. Let Silent
Oh.
in. Please, he says. All right, the captain is here. Captain!
The Kraken is here.
What do you call him? The Kraken. Oh, Lord.
It was about
Release
to
the
crash too.
Kraken.
Perfect timing.
Release the Kraken.
Hey.
Hey.
We were just talking about Halo Infinite.
No, you were talking about my high school middle name, the Kraken. I don't appreciate it, okay? I've lost a lot of weight since then. I don't appreciate you fat shaming me, sir. It's not very
Sorry
nice.
about that.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry, very late.
At least it's better than my nickname, but I'm not going to say it because it was a bit,
that'll earn
it
you
was
a
a bit-
timeout, Louis.
no, that was a bit racist. I won't say it. That was my nickname.
That'll also
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
gonna
will
say
give
that.
you permanent time.
Oh, yes, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say it.
and a swift kick in the butt.
Yep.
Great episode so far, guys. Sorry I
man.
couldn't be with you. I was listening on the way home, so it's been good.
It's been good. I mean, we were talking about Starfield. Give us what are your takes on Starfield, son? I mean, what are you gonna do? We were talking about. I mean, I'm gonna be collecting sandwiches. I said it. I'm gonna fill my ship with sandwiches. That's my thing. I'm gonna be collecting sandwiches.
Louis,
bologna, turkey, pork, chicken. I don't care. I'm gonna be the sandwich collector,
Louis
egg
hungry.
sandwich.
Louis' character is literally gonna be naked with just underwear on and sandwiches in his.
Yep.
And he's just gonna be sitting in his chair eating sandwiches the whole time.
Yep, I'm gonna be running around. I'm gonna be running around with sandwiches in my tidy whities. I'm gonna be running around with sandwiches everywhere, man. I'm telling you, I'm a sandwich madness.
I feel like you're very hungry right now. I feel like you haven't eaten dinner or something.
Now I'm gonna say something, Silent. When I saw that video with the sandwiches, I had to order a Subway after that. I had to get a Subway. Literally, I ordered a foot-long Subway.
Todd Howard
Man,
fidelity working.
you know what? I'm gonna order a Subway right now. Thank you. Since we're talking about sandwiches, now I want a sandwich.
He's like, man, that sandwich looks so fresh. Speaking of fresh,
But hey, not only that, and the insane part is in Fable, she was also eating a damn sandwich. I'm like, damn. I mean, how many? I don't know why in Navi we did not see a sandwich, but basically the whole show they showed the sandwich. It's like they have something with sandwiches.
You know what I think it was?
What?
They were making fun of that Concord trailer that all they had was a sandwich hanging.
I don't think I caught that.
No.
I think you're the only one on that one.
Yeah.
Table party of one for Sourblow.
Yeah.
But no.
But you don't know what Concord is?
No.
That
Are you talking about like Concord grape jelly?
No,
Like the Firewalk game? I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
PlayStation
Yeah,
show.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Firewalk. I used my Firewalk last week.
Nice. Like the cook?
Made me some veg pad thai. But no, so Starfield. Yeah, you're not gonna like my opinion. I think the game looks great, but I have had time to marinate on the 30 FPS thing, and I'm gonna call it like I see it. It's going to be a lot of posturing, and I get it. Like if the hardware doesn't work for it, then okay, that's what it is. But I do think that it could have been doable to do a 1080p 60 frames, or I don't know if they could have done a 1440p with 60 frames or not. But I will say Todd Howard coming out and saying that it's his creative vision to have it at 30 frames per second, then I would propose this. If that's your creative vision, I don't want to see it on PC at 60 frames per second or at an unlocked. Show me it's your creative vision. Show me that 30 frames per second is your creative vision and lock it on PC. See how many people are excited about that then. Because a bunch of people out there right now are damage controlling for 30 frames per second. If PC had it locked at 30, people would freak out. Now, I'm just saying, like they could have a mode. That's all I'm saying is like give us the options or allow us to adjust the game like you can on PC.
Yeah, the one thing I'm thinking about with that is for me specifically because I have a 2080, which is probably comparable, more powerful than the Series X slightly. I think this Series X was like a 2070 they compared it to when it released. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think my PC is going to come close to 60 FPS in Starfield. And I wonder just what it'll be a good test, right? Like, is that experience going to be worse if it's going from like, I don't know, like there's drops all the time from like 45 to 30 or 45 and under all the time if I unlock it? Is it going to be something that takes away from the immersion? Whereas if I were to just lock it at 30 on my computer. Now, obviously, there's going to be PCs that with 4080s and 4090s that are going to be able to easily run this thing. But I mean, the Series X is $500 console. So
yeah,
that's a tough comparison to make.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's ultimately a communication thing. Just like Ronald coming out and saying that this thing's going to eat monsters for breakfast.
But I got a question. How could it be a communication thing when he said it last year? I mean, this 30 FPS thing has been for like a year or something that he called it out. I mean, he literally said it. I'm working to make this game 30 FPS.
Yes, but again, like I'm saying, If he says that 30 frames per second is his creative vision, then show it. Prove it to me.
Okay.
Show me that on PC it's going to be 30 frames per second as well. If it isn't, then I can't believe that that's an actually valid excuse or reason. It just becomes an excuse.
You have a PC, Silent. Stop complaining.
Oh.
Stop complaining. Stop complaining.
Oh,
Stop
this is
complaining.
it.
Sorry, we've got some static
You know what?
in the
Stop
line.
complaining. I'm gonna call
We
you
got
right
some
there.
static in the line.
You
I
know
think
what,
you
then?
gotta.
I don't want to
delete
see you
whatever
play
that is.
Starfield ever. I'm gonna just every time I see you play Starfield, I'm just gonna DDoS you, so you can never play it. You know what
No,
I'm gonna do in Starfield?
and
I'm gonna
it
be
does.
the pirate. I'm gonna board your ship. I'm gonna take it apart, and then I'm gonna bang you so you gonna play.
And it does go back to what I was saying when we talked right after the showcase on Sunday, is like, if this is going to be at 30, I'm glad at least that there's first person and third person option, because if it feels like it's chugging on one or the other, at least there's an option. But the fact that it's locked at 30 sucks. Like, that's, yes, this game is huge. I'll give you
think this game is gonna be huge, and even some top end PCs may struggle as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree.
Sure.
We've seen some of the games that have come out. I have a 4090, and I invested in a really good CPU to kind of make sure I can have that overhead. But even some of the games that are coming out are going to be tough. So I mean,
would you be okay with them locking at 30 frames per second?
Here's my thing. If my computer can do it and they locked it, I would be upset, of course. But it's very different on the PC because you can brute force some of those things, compared to how the architecture of a console can be. But if they did that, would I be upset? Of course. But here's one thing, right? A great game, I'll suck it up. Me personally, meaning that I will have a bag and throw up every couple of minutes, but I'll be playing it, because it's a great game. I mean, I play Zelda on a Switch. And the Switch is a tablet,
I play
right?
Zelda on Switch.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah,
the best game, game of the year. And
Starfield?
No,
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom, sir. Recognize Link. But anyway, and I was surprised at how stable that 30 frames are, because I'll be honest with you, there's games that I try performance mode to see, hey, let me look how it looks on the console when I jump in.
Wait. Did you just say Zelda is stable at 30?
Yeah. I don't know what you're playing on, but for me, it's been a great experience. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I got the same Switch as you, but sure, we'll go with that. I think there might be some bias, but that's okay.
Not at all.
It's okay.
But
we'll get through
I'll give a prime example. Last night I jumped in and I played Final Fantasy, and I wanted to see that game on its fidelity mode, that 4K fidelity. And personally, I can see it, the 30 frames, and I get it. I can see it personally because most of the time I'm playing either at 60 or higher. But if there was only a choice, I would have no choice but to play that game. It sucks. I think that the community, just like a lot of the Bethesda games, are going to probably put out a patch just like it happened with Fallout, and you'll be able to get brute force 60.
Yes.
And
enjoy. My only hope is that we'll have the mod support so we can actually have that on console as well, because I'm sure someone's going to put in the effort and manage to make it work, and it would be really great to have the option. And that's what I'm saying, is options are the thing I'm looking for.
I mean, this is an interesting conversation in general, right? Because what we're going to see most likely, and people have said it, I think ACG was the one that said it first, that we're probably gonna see the return of 30 because of the fact of how heavy these engines are and what we demand from our games, right? We want the visual fidelity, we want complex things, and sometimes we're gonna see it, and we're gonna see games that struggle on the PC side. So
I just didn't realize that a machine that's set to eat monsters for breakfast only moves at 30 frames per second.
So
if we move away from that, I know where you're coming from. We talked about this, Silent. And if we move away from that and kind of look at when they build certain games, will take a hit on certain. Do you sacrifice certain things over, hitting visuals? We've come to a time where there is stuff like DLSS. There's reconstruction that, in a way, is go eliminates the fact that we always need to be at 4K. We do have people that do want that, but I think with a lot of the techniques that are there, and here's a good question I'm going to ask you: do you think, Silent, that Starfield was built from the ground up for Xbox, or was Starfield at one point a multi-plat game that was supposed to scale to other consoles?
I'd say it was probably expected to scale across, but I think in that same vein, I would say, as you are Microsoft and you are working with this company, the communication should have been with the realization that this is a company that makes massive games that are taxing on systems, right? So if you're going to make those comments, you need to, everyone, one of our favorite things in the last couple of years, temper expectations. And so if you show something and you make it like it's going to be a really big thing, like what I'm seeing in the chat, right, is if the creative vision is this, well, is it 4K on the Series X, or was 1440p the creative vision on the Series S? Because I'm confused. Like, what's the creative vision?
I think his creative vision is not being taken out of the immersion of the game, because you're having stutters, you're having stuff pop in as you're running through the, the whatever planet you're on, all that type of
Sure.
stuff. That takes away immersion. I think that's his creative vision more so than 4K or 1440p or 1080p.
But I
whatever.
would argue that you could have a gameplay mode at 1080p 60 locked and not lose that immersion either.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think, like, I used to always think like, why don't they just lower the resolution and stuff? We're we're also armchairing developing this, because we're seeing stuff where people are talking about like how every piece is like its own part of the game, and that's playing into like the fact that they have to lock this, or it'll break the whole game if they were to just unlock the frame rates on console, stuff like that. We don't know what the behind the scenes are on how this game is developed.
See, but that leads me to the question of, okay, if that could break the game, then why are we able to do resolution changes on their other games on PC right now?
Because I would jump there. PC works differently. Crazy.
No, sir, you are playing on a PC. You are playing on a PC in a plastic box.
But the thing with PC is like is unlocked. Like you have the options there to like. I feel like they will have to build consoles the way they build PC. Like they will have. I feel like this would be the solution. Like for
Is it
their
x86
upcoming
architecture
consoles.
still?
Yeah, but that doesn't change like the there's different things that change on PC. The way PC works, it's completely
So the
different to
CPU has more overhead on a PC versus
SoC on a console too.
what then we see on a console. 'Cause yes, the CPU on these next gen consoles are capable of more. That is 100% for the Jaguar cores. But you're not gonna tell me a person who invests in a 12 to 16 core CPU can brute force through that. Very different.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
you're talking about the difference, right?
So advertise it accordingly.
Well, correct. I mean,
yeah, that's
agree with you on that.
Like when you buy that processor, they tell you what you are able to do.
So, Brian, let me ask you this: do you expect a Honda Civic to run like
You
a
revealed me. Holy crap! You just live on air.
Doxed.
My God, oh man, I'm ruined.
Silent. Do you agree that? Do you think a Honda Civic can run like a Ferrari?
It can.
Yes. Given the right modifications and using the performance and modifying it accordingly, yeah.
So you're telling me that if you modify a Honda
have you seen the stuff on YouTube? Have you seen what people do with those systems and the different engine blocks that they tool around with, the extra mods that they put on? You can ramp things up.
Again, back again. Can you?
Just
I'm talking about
saying.
out of the box. Out of the box. If
Uh,
no
Oh,
modifications, no modifications. I'm talking about
okay.
like
Oh,
just
then
out
you
of the
can. You
box.
can.
Buy a
You can.
Honda Civic. Can
so
run?
so what you're saying is that it wasn't it was miscommunicated and misconstrued what we were buying.
Well, it
Yes.
was like the PS5
Yeah.
SSD.
And that's what I'm saying is the
Yeah, yeah.
communication is a key point in this scenario.
Yeah. Well, actually, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about that, and I actually mentioned that to me the problem was the Xbox marketing more than this is not a
Mhm.
Bethesda problem for me. This is the marketing that Xbox has done
Yeah.
since the beginning of the generation, and unfortunately, this is what
But
we
I have to cut into this right now and say something. But if you guys watched the Giant Bomb interview, Phil Spencer said it. This is Todd Howard's vision. This is Todd Howard how he wanted the game to be on the console, not them. Not them. I mean,
The only
again,
people that are going to be playing this game at a locked
yeah.
60 is going to be like 40 people with just $3,000, $4,000 PCs.
Yeah. So
That's it.
if that's the case, like I say, just lock it at 30 across the board.
I mean, the RG I like can probably run it at like 540p.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah.
It's just
So
I
lock
think
it at 30.
it's like a different, completely different consumer base when it comes to PC gaming versus console gaming. It's not this like. I get what you're saying. Should they just lock it? It definitely would piss people off, but it's also they're not appealing to like the same type of person. I would say. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
Yeah,
if,
but I'm saying like if the stability is if it's gonna falter and someone's spending that much money on it, why not just cap it
I'm
at
sure they'll
30 to
have
prevent that?
suggestions. I'm sure they'll have
Well-
like suggestions on how to
Well-
best. You'll see everybody. You'll go to all these forums and they'll be like, "This is how you get the best experience out of this game,"
what
Yeah.
was
and just leave it
is
at that.
that Starfield requires an SSD as well.
Yeah.
And we've seen a
Yes.
couple of games this generation. Was it Dead Space and others are requiring
Actually requires an SSD, not requires an SSD like a certain Ratchet and Clank.
I'm gonna install Ratchet and Clank. I'm gonna install it on an SD card so I can play on the Switch.
Yeah, I want to try it out on a regular hard drive and then try it on an
Oh.
SSD and see if my
Guys.
computer melts when I have it on a hard drive.
power.
Oh, SSD power. I want to say something. I've been playing Ratchet and Clank. Oh yeah, I forgot to say what was I playing lately. I didn't.
Play Grand Boss. You tap for Grand Boss and you still haven't played it.
Hey,
Where's-
Yeah, where's Crime Boss? You're supposed to live stream that, aren't you?
I'm waiting for my ally to come so I can play Alley, Aces, Alley, but Aces, Alley, Aces. I keep saying it with Spanish because in Spanish is Asus. So yes, keep confusing that. But yes, I'm waiting for my ally to come so I can play it.
I mean, do they allow that in jail? Contraband?
We did not see contraband. Speaking of which,
The ROG ally would be his contraband.
will be my
You'd
contraband.
have to sneak it in there somewhere.
Yeah, I know someone. I know someone who snuck it in, somewhere because he says I have it, but I don't have it, and I'm looking at straight at him. He's trying to hide it from the missus.
That way you wear that beanie in your head? 'Cause that's how you get the contraband. And you have a little streak so nobody touches this so they don't know that.
Looks like a lot of compartment space up there in that hat. You hiding something up there, homie?
Like, no, just my skivvies and a little streak.
Oh, yes. So I did see the beginning of that. Crazy. If you're gonna rock a hat, homie, take a look at it real quick before you put it on your head.
What happened to it? Did it have something on it? It
Had something.
Oh,
You looked like Mario Andretti. You had racing streaks.
No, it didn't. No
That's
way.
Got-
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. What? No, it didn't. Shut up.
guys, I know the
Anyways.
topics are great,
Yeah.
but I think
It's time to land the plane.
It's
I
Yeah.
think it's time
It's
to
time.
land.
Yeah, because Sarah
Sorry,
wants to watch.
I interrupted things. a little
Yes,
bit.
Sarah
go.
wants to watch this wrestling. That's why. And I wonder, and I'm thinking, why the hell do I look like a big boy burger on
What?
A
camera?
big boy burger.
Yeah,
Eat too many sandwiches.
you know, Seriously, I'm looking at myself on camera. Like I look at the damn big boy cartoon thing.
We
What?
What are
need
you
see how
even
much is every
talking
day,
about? Like,
Louis.
What?
What are you talking about, man? Are you?
I was looking at myself at the camera, and literally I was thinking here for like the past 10 minutes. Like, damn, I do look like that big boy cartoon thing. You know that burger
is this
joint.
the first time you look at yourself? Like,
Yeah, like I look at myself at the
I don't think you
camera.
have mirrors in jail. That's
I
why.
don't-
I don't have
In
mirrors in jail.
in DR, they do not have mirrors as a standard thing. So
In
it
prison. In
is,
prison. In prison.
yeah, in prison, in DR prison. Sorry, yes, not houses have them. Houses have them.
Anyways, let us land the plane. Anything else, Sonny, you want to add on? You want to add something to the FTC case? No, or nothing
No.
about the showcases? Nothing.
No, I just
Silent.
want to say
Are
that
you
his
gonna play
boss won't
Starfield?
let
That's
him
all I
have
want
a
to
mirror.
know. Silent. Are you gonna play?
Am I
Starfield?
going to play Starfield?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm curious to see which mode plays better in 30 frames.
Okay.
But I'm guessing I'll probably be playing it in third, because
Silent.
usually I prefer it in third person if it's a low frame rate.
Silent. You know, Halo Infinite runs at 60.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's great, and
Oh,
I did not agree to
Did
download
you?
that.
Yes, you
I
did. I
wonder-
was
No, I
there.
did.
We got the
Yes, you
receipts.
did. We got the
Okay,
receipt.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to that episode because I'm pretty sure
I got the
all I
recordings. You can't
agreed
scrub
to
it.
was doing
I
the
got it. I
voices.
got it clipped. I clipped it.
Okay,
Uh-oh,
okay,
uh-oh.
send it to me after.
Premium. I clipped it. I
Send
got
it,
it.
send it to me after.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Watch tomorrow in the morning. I'll send it to Plume and he'll make a video about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna
in
be
the
on
case versus
vacation. I
Halo
won't have
Infinite,
internet
Silent
access.
Cypher.
Sorry.
Send me that, man.
This just in: Silent Cypher's fake
Oh, man.
gamer.
Oh Lord.
All right.
Anyways.
Anyways, yeah.
Yes, day one.
When is season 4 coming out? Anyways, today, tomorrow?
20th, isn't it?
That's Silent. He's downloading it.
Oh, I
Sure,
don't know anything. Damn it! I had to pay my Game Pass today. Damn, I finally. Oh. But anyways, it's time to land the plane, guys. I think it's time because if not, we're gonna be here chilling and spend all night talking. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight.
The warden took his Game Pass.
Oh, don't. Oh man, I was so depressed. I got on my ex. Was like, man, let me check something out. And it says you gotta pay for your Game Pass. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, pay my $15. So depressed. But anyways, time to land the plane. Hey guys, it was such a fun episode. We had a lot of fun. Silent, thank you for jumping in, especially after that rough day you had. I know you're gonna be going barbecuing and doing a bunch of stuff, right? I know you're gonna have some fun this weekend, and I hope you enjoy it, my dear friend Silent. So tell everybody where they can find you, sir. Let's start with you, and let me say thank you to the chat because hey, you guys hung up with us. You guys kept it rocking and going. You guys rock. Love y'all to death. So Silent, tell everybody where they can find you, and that's about it. Go for it.
Okay, well, yeah. As far as where you can find me, you probably won't find me very much of anywhere over the next week because I'm taking a couple days off, some staycation, and also some in-law stuff. So I'll be out and about for a while. But if you see me online, heckle me for whatever I'm playing because I'm sure I'm playing something something lightweight as I'm tooling around with the ROG Ally just to see if I can get the thing to kind of work the way that I want it to. It's a learning curve working with that thing. I'm trying to kind of tool around with it. I remember why I don't play PC games as often anymore. But I'll talk more on that later as I finally get some more time on it to really get a feel for how things work. But yeah, find me on Twitter, TikTok. If I'm around, I'll respond to you as quick as I can. And you can catch me hopefully next Wednesday at a regular time instead of like 10 minutes before your guys' show's supposed to be over.
Oh, Raichi is asking this question. What is going to talk about how crazy a Series S can run Starfield at all? I mean, I gotta say something. We gotta see it when it comes out, man, because we basically did not see, did we see actual gameplay on the Series S and how to run it? No, I think we didn't, but
No.
it's insane. It's insane that I can actually run it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing the same thing, kind of like what they do with the Nintendo Switch eventually, or like the Xbox One, where you can stream the game instead of actually running it off of the hardware. If this is going to be a constant bottleneck that they run into moving forward.
Let's see how it goes, man. I want to see it because it's going to be real interesting when we see it. How it will perform on that console. It's going to be super interesting because hey, we saw Flight Sim working on there, and Flight Sim
Didn't
what?
Todd Howard say he was playing it on the Series S? Unless this is another one of Todd's lies.
Oh, he did.
True. Yeah, he said something about like what is it, his daughters or something.
I want to see them playing that game on the Series S.
I want to see that too. I mean, I'll be amazed on how.
Does it look like Minecraft?
On how, yeah. Oh man. But anyways, let's go over there to Sourblow that is up there. He's sick. He needs to get off and watch his wrestling because watching wrestling makes him feel better. I don't know why, but okay. Sarah, please tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
You can find me in the constellation.
Sweet Jesus.
In space.
He's been possessed.
In Starfield. So
didn't he say it was gonna be? Didn't he say that if he dies, he want to be connected to?
Oh, that's dude. He's been transferred. His soul is partially transferred into Starfield.
Remember he said that? That was so funny. He's like, if I die, please connect me to that. Just leave me out there. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It wants to be like the Matrix thing, right? But anyways, all right. Since Howard did his funky voice and not say anything, but
What do you mean?
okay, I'm gonna jump. We don't care now because you already screwed up with your voice. But anyways, Mr. Big Plume, please tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Plume Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube mainly. But yeah, the same places.
Facebook?
I have a Facebook page. I don't really use it that much.
Do you have a Plume Network page on it?
I have an OnlyFans. I have an OnlyFans, but I don't use it though.
I'm
Me
sure
too.
you do.
Only for foot pics.
We saw the underwear on your head when we started the show, Louis. We know you have
What the hell? Seriously,
Yeah, don't wear those. You won't make any money if you're wearing those.
What the hell is that? I mean, is it crazy naked things around here?
They'll pay you to turn off the camera and take off the hat.
But anyway, Sarah, go right ahead and tell everybody where they can find you real fast. And please do not do that voice because really it sounds horrible.
You can find me, Sourblow18, Twitter, Xbox, and you can find me here every Wednesday. That's it. My voice is gone.
All right. Well, you can find the crazy one, simple and easy. You can find me at Crazy Louis. Get me on Twitter where I say good mornings and say all sorts of crazy stuff, which I haven't been lately. Sorry, guys, but I've been moving. But yes, next week I'll be here because I got AC. That's why you don't see me sweating. That's why you don't see nothing. That's why you see me all nice and fresh tonight. Yes. Thank you. I have AC. I'm super happy for my AC. But anyways, yes, and also you can find me on Tuesdays, which I didn't hop on yesterday because super busy. But yes, on Tuesdays playing with Crazy, and I forgot to mention the Xbox Lunch Break specials on Monday with Mr. Boomstick, Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere over there, and the Double Barrel Gaming and Web Dave. And again, Tuesdays playing with Crazy, where I play a scary game. You guys come and enjoy watching me be scared. Which, if I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna be coming back here tomorrow and play. I'm gonna start Evil Within. I can't wait to jump in. Son, how far are you into Evil Within? Have you beaten it or no?
I think I'm at like chapter 7 or 8. I was hoping I was going to get a little more time last night, but I couldn't get it to load up on my ROG Ally. So hopefully in the next couple days, if I can get away from the in-laws.
All right, but me, I'm going to be starting tomorrow, so catch me on there tomorrow here on the Xbox International Podcast channel. And last but not least, here on Wednesdays on the Xbox International Podcast channel with Sourblow, the Big Plume, and Silent Cypher talking about what's going on in the gaming world. And since Sourblow is sick, I got to mention this for him. On Fridays, remember, the Xbox International Podcast in Espanol with Eternal Shaddai and ASCAP Gaming, which we're trying to convert him back to Xbox, and we are actually going to get him there soon. But yes, get him over, watch him over there, 7 p.m. If you guys know Spanish, enjoy him. And yes,
he's already joining me in space.
Oh, seriously, Sourblow, just don't do that, man. Seriously, it sounds bad. I'm kidding. This sounds bad.
All right, cut it.
Like I say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when next BI content comes on. And remember, let's go, let's rock, and
Let's wear panties.
See y'all next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.